So guys, Nick and Chud are fighting. They've had their big fallout. Obviously, they already fell out ages ago, really, but Nick didn't say anything about it because he's a total pussy. But they've actually fallen out now, and Chud leaked like a little bit of a conversation they had when Nick was crying to him in DMs about him making jokes about people getting blocked on Twitter while talking to Pisco. If you guys remember that? If you guys remember that classic clip where Pisco says, Nicholas DeOrio blocked me, and Chud says, oh yeah, he does that. And Nick got very mad. Now, apparently there's some other secret conversation that actually shows how evil Chud is that Nick's going to leak. So let's take a look. Sleepy here. Sleepy, not Sleepy. That's a very different person. Sleepy here has posted a 15-minute video going over some of the drama. So hopefully that's going to recap most of this for us.
For the last week or two, I've been waiting for a certain someone to return to streaming.
God damn it, man. You've gotten too powerful. It's time. Are you ready? Are you ready for tomorrow when it's time to take you down?
Yes, dude. What's tomorrow?
Chud's coming back.
Oh.
Now, while ChudLogic was on vacation, Nick DeOrio decided to burn the bridge, as they say. A bridge that at this point had hardly existed and mainly served as a way for Nick DeOrio to get lighter coverage from ChudLogic.
A little bit of, while the cat's away,
Do
the
you think
mice
people
will
like the Toastify and people like that and Aiden
play. Which, to be honest with you, I'm a bit taken aback by. I didn't realise I was that much of a risk or a threat that people have got to cower away from me and only say their piece when I'm away and can't respond. Holy sh**.
And by people, we're talking about one person. That name is Nick DeOrio.
Haven't you been in a one-sided Cold War with Nick for over a year now? Well, you think it's one-sided because you don't see behind the scenes. You don't see the angry messages that I get when I say something out of pocket on stream. So it seems one-sided to you. It seems one-sided to you. But it's not to me because I get that little angry message. Chud, you said this thing on stream, Chud. Chud, you just released a video talking shit about me, Chud. That's not really trying to bring the temperature down, is it, Chud?
Now, I think there's going to be some time spent discussing the Great Sweep, where Nick DeOrio was sweeping for Turkey Tom. Am I one to talk? No. But also, I just don't think that that matters in this situation as much as anything else. At best, I'll say that it was a catalyst for getting us to this point where Nick DeOrio felt comfortable to go after Chud while Chud was on vacation.
The thing is, you can say that like Chud jumped the gun and maybe made too firm statements or something, or it was like rude to go after Nick. I don't even know. But it's built off of a history of that kind of sweeping. Of them shutting down the Kai stuff, telling people not to talk about it, spurging out a little bit when it gets brought up. The Willie Max stuff that Nick refused to cover. You know, there is a track record here of shutting down the stories that might be negative.
But to me, this story is more about Nick DeOrio continually isolating himself further and further from any source of criticism. One of perhaps the most embarrassing examples of this is the fact that he is somehow embarrassed that he blocks people. Do you hear what I'm saying? He makes the decision to block people. And this blocking thing, like, he will block anyone. He blocks everyone, honestly. Why did Nicholas DeOrio block me? I genuinely like the guy. Another block, another block, another block. Anyone who says anything remotely negative gets blocked. Now, I definitely don't have time to go through every Nick DeOrio video and find a quote of him saying it, but it's on his Wikitubia. Nick has no issue blocking people on Twitter and finds it entertaining to watch them make alt accounts. I am sure I have heard him say this before. I'm not going to find the quote for you. My point in bringing this up is Nicholas DeOrio will block anyone who has anything negative to say. If they look at him wrong, he'll block you.
To Pisco. Do you remember that? I made some comments to Pisco about how much Nick blocks people and that I felt estranged.
I'm going to bring up that clip with Pisco. People might be misremembering that, but actually Pisco is the one who brought that up, the whole blocking situation.
And guess what I got when that started getting shared on social media? I got an angry DM from Nicholas, didn't I? I got an angry DM from Nicholas. Nicholas was in my fucking ear once again. Chud, I've tried to be your friend. I've tried to message you. What are these comments that you're making? Right? And once again,
yes,
I tried to play the fucking peacemaker, because this is the thing with Nicholas DeOrio, dude. This is the problem. Okay? He wants to have a private conversation to cool things down. And I, to my discredit, criticize me for all this, if you want to. I've allowed that to happen. And I've been like, do you know what? I do like Nicholas. I do appreciate what he's done.
Private conversations about disagreements in coverage are fucking gay. It's fucking gay and embarrassing to do that. If you're saying shit publicly, you get challenged on it publicly. Totally embarrassing and lame to keep it private. I understand if you, like, talk to them in private anyway. Like, you know, there's been plenty of times where me and Aiden disagree about something and we talk in private anyway. So it comes up and we end up having the argument off stream. Not because we're trying to keep it off stream, just because we're both argumentative and in a call together.
DeOrio grooming Aiden into transing and turning on you and Chud as a honey trap set for Chud in a few months from now as the ultimate checkmate.
Thank you for the dono. Huge appreciate it. Thank you. So, yeah. So, arguments might happen off stream by, you know, chance. Just because people have those conversations off stream. But the idea that you keep it off stream to avoid a blow up or avoid looking bad or whatever is just so lame. It's so fucking lame.
Done for me. I don't want to get into some fucking fight over this, okay? Yes, I have been a pussy. I have been a pussy. Call me a pussy.
So when ChudLogic mentions that DeOrio blocks a lot of people, okay, something that DeOrio openly talks about, DeOrio gets, I guess, embarrassed and goes to the DMs and cries and whines like a little bitch to ChudLogic.
Who are the commentary guys? This is Nicholas DeOrio.
Nick DeOrio, Willie Mac Show.
I
Tommy
learned
C.
who Nick DeOrio was. He blocked me. I've never spoken to this man in my life.
Oh, he does
Nick
that.
DeOrio.
He does that. Yeah, he likes.
I haven't,
you know.
but I haven't talked to him.
Okay.
The reason he blocked him is just so obvious. Pisco started questioning the Ethan Klein stuff. Pisco's competent. That's enough. That's enough. Now, it doesn't help that obviously I've spoken positively of Pisco. And it is very clear that there is some, you know, not to be that guy, but it's very clear there's some underlying feeling about me somewhere in this. Just based on who he mass blocked and the way he acted for a very long time. So I don't think that helps. I think me boosting Pisco to commentary people is probably part of why he was pretty much immediately blocked.
Okay.
I haven't said a word to this dude.
It's because he's worried of your great legal knowledge, but he shouldn't be.
It's because he's worried, because Pisco is a pretty intelligent guy. He's a lawyer, and he's somewhat pro-Hassan. If I'm being honest, that's probably why DeOrio blocked him. Let me just get out ahead of this potential problem. Don't need him quote retweeting my shit. I mean, let's think about this clearly. Why else would DeOrio block Pisco? They've never had an interaction. ChudLogic seems comfortable talking to Pisco. We know that a name that DeOrio doesn't really like.
DeOrio likes Houdini. Is that the name of the M&M song? The recent one that uses like the like retarded nostalgia shit in the music video. DeOrio thinks that's hard, unironically.
Likes Pisco. I'm really racking my brain trying to come up with a reason that you would block another content creator that you've never interacted with, that you have no beef with, just randomly. But what's absolutely fucking incredible is the idea that you would then go and complain to ChudLogic that it was brought up on his stream. Now, if you watch a little bit further into this clip, maybe we find a reason why DeOrio had to DM Chud.
Anyway, no, wait a second. Sorry, dude. I thought of a better joke, and it's too late now. But what I should have said to you when you asked that, what have you done? You failed to realise that Ethan Klein always wins. Fuck, that would have been so much better, dude. That would have been so much better.
Oh, shit. Fucking Kleins are doing this.
It seems like DeOrio is very much sensitive with the characterization that he's an Ethan Klein cocksleeve. Well over 75% of the content that DeOrio puts out is content about people that are quote-unquote enemies of Ethan Klein. You'll find that he covers Hasanabi all the time. Hasanabi, I mean, in fairness, if you want to say that his political coverage is bad, okay, he's a hypocrite for his socialist takes, but his capitalist...
So it was a terrible moment to be a logic head. It's like one of those times where I just wish, you know, this retard would just calm down. Do you know what I mean? It was just so painful. They were so close to having the actual conversation. This guy just kept spazzing out for the whole fucking debate. So disappointing.
lifestyle. I'm sure you can find your reasons to criticize someone like Hasanabi. I mean, DeOrio has found the ability to put out 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 hour videos every week for the last 6-7 months. And look, I'm not saying everything needs to be measured in terms of polarity here, but while covering Hasanabi, a notable political content creator, in the last 6 months, there's not a single video about Asmongold. Peculiar. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'd argue Asmongold, if you're so, worried about online political content creators, is significantly worse. It makes me question why DeOrio is only targeting one side of Twitch's political content creation. And not only is he only targeting one side, but he's targeting arguably the smaller side, as Asmongold currently has a bigger audience. There's one of two reasons. Either A, he doesn't want to upset the right-wing chuds in his audience that support him every time he goes against Hasanabi, or B, he doesn't want to upset Ethan Klein, who has recently formed something of an alliance with Asmongold after getting Casey Tron to apologize to Asmongold for implicating him in his mother's death. Quick note, Asmongold was purchasing cigarettes for his mother who had COPD using an oxygen tank. She lit one of those cigarettes right next to the oxygen tank, went up in flames, and later died from complications. Happens, Personally, I think it's a mix of the two, because I think DeOrio is purely financially motivated. I don't think that this guy has any backbone, spine, or any interest in actually spreading a message that he cares about. If you're a Nicholas DeOrio stream viewer, you're not watching Nicholas DeOrio provide true opinions or feelings or whatever the fuck. What you're actually watching is...
Thank you for the $5, Kirby.
Cigarette emoji, cigarette emoji, cigarette emoji, cigarette emoji, cigarette emoji.
Thank you, Kirby.
Is a content creator that's completely lost their sense of self. You're watching an Ethan Klein weather vane. Every day, Nicholas DeOrio wakes up and he goes onto the H3 podcast channel and he goes, what did they talk about today? An Italian from Long Island is having his bread buttered by 2 Jews in California. Something that DeOrio loves to bring up in much of his content is that he's not a politics streamer, okay? He only concerns himself with drama. It's exactly why he brings up anti-Semitism every time he talks about Hassan.
Did you know Morg Pie Morgan is actually friends with Hassan Piker, who hates Jews and loves abusing his animals? I hate...
Now, as somebody who calls himself an...
I mean, that was kind of... He was sort of like mocking Think Before You Sleep there, but he would say the same shit. He literally says all the same shit. Thank you for the membership, thank you.
A political streamer. Why would you just say that? Why would you openly say that Hassan is an anti-Semite? Would you call someone like Ethan Klein Islamophobic if they said Islamophobic things?
Hila, are you sure we're going the right way? You know what they say. Follow the Allah Akbars. On the other hand, acknowledge that, I think per capita, a lot of the weird fucking terrorism and crimes and shit, I mean, there's definitely some strong thread of violence through the Muslim community. Yeah. Or Arab Muslims, to be more specific.
Some of the statements there could be categorized as Islamophobic. I think that goes without saying. But you're smoking crack if you think that Nick DeOrio would ever point that out. But of course, if we're discussing Hassan, even if he's not said anything anti-Semitic, we're going to categorize him as such because he's just an anti-Semitic guy, okay? Can't believe he's covering the genocide in Gaza right now. That's super anti-Semitic. What the fuck?
They just make embarrassing, terrible arguments about it too. Dude, literally, remember, dude, it's so funny Nick acts like he, never engaged in politics. It's remember when those fucking two, what were they? It was they were embassy workers at a Jewish or Holocaust museum at an event hosted by some kind of, iffy Zionist think tank or some shit. And that guy shot 2 of them. And Nick's posting, immediately, how it's an anti-Semitic hate crime, how Hassan's excusing the murder, or whatever the fuck, or justifying the murder. And it was you go look at the clips, and he absolutely was not doing that. It was just, totally embarrassing. This guy just, totally spazzed out and went into a full JN meltdown. Caught JN. Went into a full meltdown.
You're supposed to be pro-Israel. But again, this isn't about Hassan. This isn't about Ethan Klein. This is about Nick DeOrio being a weather vane for Ethan Klein. And when you decide to do that, when you decide to follow, you know, the whims of another content creator who has their own enemies and is deeply disliked by a lot of people and gets themselves into controversy and drama all the time. Well, if you're going to defend them at every...
Oh, yeah, wasn't you... The healthcare shooting was New York. That one was DC, right?
Step, you're going to build some enemies, you're going to build some resentment towards you. And also, if you're going to be extremely successful at it, let's be clear, he's been very successful at it. He's probably made the most money he's ever made. He's had the highest viewership he's ever had. People see that exposure, they see why it's happening, and they take notice. And when people take notice, they're more likely to see your bias, and they're more likely to call you out on it. And that's where you get guys like Kuihman, you get guys like ChudLogic. ChudLogic obviously being a bit of a Johnny-come lately, but hey, he's leaked some DMs today. I just saw a clip of you saying I don't like you anymore, but you haven't answered a DM from me since September, LMAO. I did try to keep comms open. Hey man, yeah, I've had a lot on, and honestly, it's difficult to know what the deal is. We have gone our separate ways in many ways, and obviously, it does feel a bit shit that no one really likes me anymore from the commentary space. I do probably have issues with some of your coverage, but I don't want to keep talking about EHD, and honestly, I have always appreciated you and the things you have done for me. So I make snarky jabs from time to signal that I disagree, but I don't want to blow up what little bridge we have left by going full schizo mode and attacking you. I guess I feel estranged, haha. To me, the reading of that is really easy. Hey Nick, you did some good things for me, but I think you're a fucking retard now. I don't agree with any of your coverage, and in order to not blow up the bridge and make you look bad, I'm just doing little jabs here and there rather than making a full expose on things that I don't like about your coverage. Just to be perfectly transparent, this conversation soured my perception of you. I have many friends in the online ecosystem I disagree with / make different content than me. This was never an issue. Despite this, I did attempt to keep the bridge open regardless. What friends in the ecosystem does DeOrio have that he disagrees with / makes different, like make different content? Nobody cares about making different content. I imagine the only people he's friends with online are people that make different content than him. Genuinely, what live streamer, what daily content creator is friends with Nick DeOrio? If you don't agree with his Ethan Klein dick suck take, friendship over. So yeah, I mean, that backs up the feeling of feeling estranged, haha. It's all good, I'm not mad or anything. Things change, people do different things, etc. Listen, man, not everything has to be some catastrophic breakdown, ha ha ha. I know you were used to that. Yeah, man, good luck with whatever you're doing over there. What a snarky bitch, bro. And then this is DeOrio's reaction in his Discord to the DMs being leaked. Interesting, he's going with DMs. I look good in all of these. I could tell this was content as soon as he started telling me how much he respected me, lol. Did he show why I was mad at him? Or did he tell you why I was mad, lol? Is that all he showed? Seems like kind of a half measure, no? Chud's mad he's losing subs, lol. To any content creator watching, if you lose a DeOrio sub, that's basically a sub gained if you think about it. Someone clipped all the times I talked about him, and I think it was like 22 minutes total. When has Nick DeOrio ever gone up against someone who genuinely disagreed with him? Why hasn't he spoken to Kuihman? Kuihman had a lot of disagreements.
Good question.
Any interest in talking to that guy? Like this idea that I didn't even mention him. I didn't even talk about him much. Like, why does he care? You're not mentioning him to protect yourself. Let's not get it twisted here. Weird he waited so long to talk about all of the classic talking points. Ha ha ha. It's not a safe space. Your friends put a bot in my server and put my paid Discord on a public website. I suppose the question for DeOrio is how long can he keep doing this? How long can you be someone else's slave? I mean, I'm sure the money's great, but how long can you pretend that you're satisfied with the content that you're making?
Would it shock you if I said that Hassan Piker?
Oh my god, stop. Stop. It's like the Epstein's Island shit. This is crazy. This is an insane. This is worse than I thought. What is I'm connecting the dot. Dude, stop. Did you know Morgan is actually friends with Hassan Piker, who hates Jews and loves abusing his animals? I hate Hassan Piker, and I hate these people more. I hate these people so much. They're like actually fucking insane. Dude, people will put me next to these people because I also criticize.
Because you are the same. Because you make those same retarded fucking statements, dude.
Hassan Piker.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a part of that ecosystem. You're a part of that anti-Hassan.
But you push the same retarded bullshit. Have broken your principles in the same ways. Yeah. Yeah, you're the same. Yes.
Ecosystem, because let's look at your content. Ethan Klein unloads on denims. Hassan Piker's ventriloquist dummy. Hassan Piker. Like, need I explain to you why you're so very clearly in the ecosystem?
It's fucking insane.
He primarily
We need to drain the swamp, dude. I'm sorry. I don't care if I lose some fucking reactionary viewer, bro.
Reactionary viewer, drain the swamp. You are the swamp. You are the Pegasus. You are the Asmongold clips. You have decided that this is the ecosystem you want to be a part of, and you've done it by being Ethan Klein's mouthpiece.
Bro, we need to fucking drain the swamp. There is just guys, there is too much of this going on in the hating Hassan Piker community. Holy fuck, dude. These people are actually, they're every bit as bad as he says they are. Yeah, this is why nobody can get held accountable, because Hassan Piker is bad.
Talking about anti-white racism.
I'm starting to get blackpilled a little bit. I get why people hate EHD stuff. It has given so many people a voice who are just like subhuman wretches.
What do you think we think of you, you fat fuck?
Just like literally piling on. I understand why people are getting so annoyed by it now.
What does that have to do?
I am awake and I can see these people. I hate them too.
At one point, DeOrio had a soul. He said what was on his mind. He made video essays. He explained himself and the beliefs that he held. He was not someone guided by audience capture. But in this clip, you can see that he is starting to feel that burn. Is Nick DeOrio just another think before you sleep? Is Nick DeOrio just another Pegasus? Yeah, man, good luck with whatever you're doing over there. I personally, when I read that, I read it in a way where he's clearly being demeaning. Good luck with whatever you got going on over there with your fucking 600 views, your 1,000 concurrent, okay? Whatever the fuck you're doing over there. But you know what's cool about ChudLogic is he doesn't need to depend on anyone. He's not leeching off of some bigger YouTuber's audience. Those 1,000 people, that 600 to 1,000 people that show up for ChudLogic, those people are there for him. The people that are showing up for Nick DeOrio, I mean, what, 4,000, 5,000? How many of those people are there for Nick? How many of them are there for just somebody that's gonna shit talk Hassan? Somebody that is friends with Ethan Klein. Nicholas DeOrio is the most successful streaming orbiter I have ever seen. I just wonder how long you can be someone's bitch.
Wow, damn. What a video. Great little recap. I guess Nick's starting though, so let's switch over. So guys, now we've got Nick's actual response. So he had some like little bitchy, like whiny response last night where he didn't really say anything. But I guess he's going to respond more substantively now. And if it drags on and he's just like ranting about fucking nothing and making Goyslop references, maybe we dip out and come back because I can't be fucked wasting my time with this tonight.
I wasn't sure if we were going to do this segment. I went back and forth on it for a while. I didn't really think I needed to do one, to be honest, because most people pretty much already agree with me. Before we get started, I want to establish a couple of ground rules. Don't feel compelled to donate tonight because there's no notifications and because I'm trying to do a show here. And I'll be reading all donations after tomorrow's live stream. So donations are on back burner for tonight. This is a single segment, no introduction, no second segment. We're just going to go through this from start to finish, and I'm going to give you...
So, dude, okay. He's, like, upset. He's, like, actually upset. So I sort of didn't know what the vibe was going to be here, but he is, like, genuinely kind of upset about this, because... he's not doing a proper stream. He's felt compelled to go live for this single segment to do a minimal stream. He was saying in his Discord, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not making money off of it. And now he's instantly gimping the amount of money he's going to make. And he's preloading it with, well, most people agree with me anyway. So you feel like some people don't. You're upset that you feel like some people don't. Okay.
My side of the story. Now, I watched ChudLogic's little crybaby response, the 2-hour version, and I commend DK editing because he worked really hard to condense that shit down to 40 minutes. You know how much random bullshit coping and seething at his own chat that he had to remove to even make it somewhat watchable? It's still not very watchable, but it's better than the version that I actually reviewed for this segment. Because I went back to the original one. Anyways,
yeah, it's like you can't do that. Oh, you get mad at your chat all the time. Your content sucks when you were bigging him up the whole time. And he's been like that the whole time. Like literally 2 weeks ago, it was, oh no, I like Chud's content. I like Chud's content. And you still showed up in his chat. And then all of a sudden, Chud's content is totally unwatchable when the whole time he's always spent half of his stream screaming at chat. Like, it's just so blatantly disingenuous. You're just like, you were just doing this bitchy woman thing where when you fall out with someone, you change your opinion of everything they ever did. You know? Fortunately, even when me and Nick were friends, I told him that he made too many Goyslop references and that I didn't watch his streams. So I have no guilt about saying that now.
Even make it somewhat watchable. It's still not very watchable, but it's better than the version that I actually reviewed for this segment, because I went back to the original one.
This is a gay man thing.
Anyways, ChudLogic uploaded this video about me today.
Anyways, Noxtalku coded.
Well, yeah, last night actually. I think he expected me to respond to this or not respond to this, but it was interestingly timed or whatever, because I was about to go live. So this is the response to the Chud claims from his stream segment. I'm going to take you through it right now, because actually I think you're all aware of this. He released my DMs. Fair play, fine. I've released DMs before. I'm not going to go and fucking go postal and say, oh, it's super fucked up that you're leaking DMs, the golden rule, man. But what I am going to do is explore these DMs, because it was really fucking stupid that he put them out.
Right.
So just to get started here, let's review what ChudLogic has released, and I'll get into why this is significant periodically throughout the little presentation I'm going to do with you. We're going to come back to the screenshot a lot. So you can see here on February 1st, I wrote, yo.
Like, you were like this pressed over the... He said in DMs to Chud, I'm not debating the friendship allegations. But you were this pressed on stream over the friendship allegations.
And then on the 14th of January 2nd, I'm numbering this wrong because he's European. On January 2nd, I wrote, yo. And on January 14th, I wrote, hey, I just saw a clip of you saying that I don't like you anymore, but you haven't answered any DMs from me since September, LMAO. I did try to keep comms open. Now, the context to this will become more apparent as we proceed, but this is how it was presented in his stream. Then ChudLogic says, and I swear to God, he chose to release this on his own. For the brief moment while we're looking at DMs, I'm going to cover that because it's blocking the stuff. Hey, man. Yeah, I've had a lot on. And honestly, it's difficult to even...
Dude, like, the fucking dramatic reading is so cringe. Dude. What was chat saying?
On February 1st, I wrote, yo. And then on the 14th of January 2nd, I'm numbering this wrong because he's European. On January 2nd, I wrote, yo. And on January 14th...
I don't know if I'm mentally aped, but the Destiny Orbiter coding and speaking patterns are very strong by DeOrio so far.
No, they are. He's got them bad. He does have them bad. It's just like the dramatic reading. Here's the thing. I understand that that's what streamers do, but the dramatic reading doesn't line up with the message at all.
I wrote, hey, I just saw a clip of you saying that I don't like you anymore, but you haven't answered any DMs from me since September, LMAO. I did try to keep comms open. Now, the context to this will become more apparent as we proceed, but this is how it was presented in his stream. Then ChudLogic says, and I swear to God, he chose to release this on his own. For the brief moment while we're looking at DMs, I'm going to cover that because it's blocking the stuff. Hey, man. Yeah, I've had a lot on. Honestly, it's difficult to even know what the deal is. We've gone our separate ways in many ways, and obviously, it does feel a bit shit that no one really likes me anymore from the commentary community space. I do probably have some issues with some of your coverage, but I don't
Dude, this is just like, it literally makes my skin kind of cruel listening to him talk like this. Why does he have such a rapey energy?
I keep talking about EHT, and honestly, I've appreciated the things that you've done for me, so I make these snarky jabs from time to time just to signal to you that I disagree, but I don't want to blow up what little bridge we have left by going full schizo mode attacking you. I guess I feel estranged. Which I thought was really weird because I said, hey man, you just went on stream and told everybody that I don't like you because you're friends with Kuihman, and you've ghosted me since September, so that's kind of odd, but thank you for the random glaze, I guess, and you feeling peepo sad about it. So I wrote back, just to be perfectly transparent with you, the conversation here soured my perception of you. I have many friends in the online ecosystem that I disagree with, or who make different content than me. That was never my issue. Despite this, I did attempt to keep the bridge open regardless. So then, I didn't really respond to him. So he gets, like, more and more desperate as I don't respond to him. So it starts off with him saying, so yeah, I mean, that backs up my feeling of, you know, being estranged. It's all good. I'm not mad or anything. Well, things change and people do different things. And at this point, I still haven't responded. And how long was this? Was this like 10 minutes? Then he writes, listen, man.
It's not even long enough for there to be a break in those messages, dude. It only breaks there. What do you mean?
And not everything has to be some catastrophic breakdown. I know you're used to that. And I'm just like, yeah, man, good luck. Whatever you're doing over there, good luck with whatever you're doing over there. Fine, cool, no problem. The interesting thing about how Chud leaked these
Dude, like, yeah, he's trying to make amends with you and you're being bitchy. Yes.
DMs is because it was very apparent to me while I was watching his stream that he didn't really want me to. Well, he didn't really want to, rather.
After that stream. And I've archived it already. I've already archived it.
His chat, like, bullied him into leaking these DMs, which is, it's really awkward.
Wait, but dude, literally that straight up contradicts what Nick was saying when he was watching the stream. In Discord, Nick is saying, I knew this was going to be content the moment he said he respected me in those DMs. That's what he was saying in his Discord when this was being aired. I knew he was going to leak this. I knew this was going to be content for him. The moment he said he respects me in those DMs. And now it's, he didn't even want to leak these DMs. He didn't even want to do this.
I don't know why people are acting like I've got to fucking archive everything. It's fine.
At one point, he says, my word is my bond, which again, I don't care if you're leaking my DMs, but I don't know why you leak DMs where I look normal.
Why is everyone freaking out? Relax. Relax. Relax, bro. Relax. Why do people want to see the DM so much?
Why do they want to see the DM so much?
Why do people want to see the DM?
Dude, yeah, look, dude, look at his... look at the Chud livestream VOD playlist for Nick. He watches every stream. Chud's unwatchable. He watches every stream. He watches it to the end. He still watches every stream to completion. How does DK even cut this shit down? You watch every fucking stream, dude. You literally watched every single one from beginning to end.
Keep in mind, he's got these archived. That's why my new profile picture is in them.
I don't understand, dude. It's not that fucking deep, bro. It's not that fucking deep, bro. But yes, it felt very much. It felt very much like...
Like, you want to call this guy a chat slave? You can, because just watch.
You know. Like, this is going to be the constant flow with Nick. It's that I'm going to make some comment on stream. Okay? It's like, I'm going to make some comment on stream, and he's going to come angrily to me privately. We then
put a pin in that one as well.
Have a private conversation, resolve it, but nothing's really resolved, and there's still this underlying tension.
Apparently, I run to him every time he says something about me on stream, and then we resolve it privately?
And those messages were the first time that I realized he'd had this problem with me about this and how it happened afterwards.
So this narrative is very interesting. I do want to establish this early. ChudLogic wants you, the viewer, to believe that he knew he was estranged for 6 consecutive months and knew something was wrong, but he was entirely caught off guard when I told him that there was something wrong. How can those two things both be true?
Is that really what he's saying?
And then we resolve it privately.
I think he's saying that you didn't outright say it, that you weren't being forthcoming, that you were sort of being conflict avoidant and not actually saying, oh, this is such an issue that we can't hang out anymore. And so then you leave it, and then eventually it bubbles up. Is that not what he's saying?
Not very much like
you want to call this guy a chat slave? You can, because just watch.
You know. Like, this is going to be the constant flow with Nick. It's that I'm going to make some comment on stream. Okay? It's like, I'm going to make some comment on stream, and he's going to come angrily to me privately. We then
put a pin in that one as well.
Have a private conversation, resolve it, but nothing's really resolved, and there's still this underlying tension.
Apparently, I run to him every time he says something about me on stream, and then we resolve it privately?
And those messages were the first time that I realized he'd had this problem with me about this and how it happened afterwards.
So this narrative is very interesting. I do want to establish this early. ChudLogic wants you, the viewer, to believe that he knew he was estranged for 6 consecutive months and knew something was wrong, but he was entirely caught off guard when I told him that there was something wrong. How can those two things both be true?
For months. For fucking months, dude. So, yes, I was estranged. I was estranged. None of the other commentary guys like me anymore. And Nicholas had had this issue with me for months that he hadn't really expressed and just hadn't really kind of been honest about.
So, now, again, I hadn't expressed these issues. I hadn't been honest about these issues. I thought you ghosted me since September. Well, we'll get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get there. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, it was just this kind of unending underlying tension that was just kind of like unresolved. Wonder why.
Yeah, like,
well, because
it feels pretty clear what he's saying there, no? I don't think... Okay.
He felt, what, you know, I don't know, dude. I don't know, because I didn't want to talk privately or something. I said I'd wanted to talk privately and never followed it up with him about this clip. About
Wait, how could... Hold on. So, I didn't tell you there was anything wrong, but you offered a conversation with me and you never followed up on it? And you were surprised that I was not happy with you for a while about... Oh, that's a fucking weird one, too. What is that about?
shit that happened around it.
That's a weird admission.
I'm malicious.
At what point, where does he say, at what point does he say, oh, there was never any indication of an issue up until right now? Where did he ever say that? Where did he ever say that? He's very clear there was indications of an issue beforehand.
What do you mean? How am I being... What do you What do you mean, bro? What do you mean? What do you mean? What is malicious here? Me responding to Nicholas, waiting till I go on holiday to say a bunch of crazy shit about me, to make out like I'm an I'm Alex type bigger, and then I'm responding to it, or me saying, well, hey, here's a bit of a background of how this came to be. How is that malicious, bro?
Chud, you got to keep up the actual topic here. Stop fighting with the chat. I'm trying to get to a point.
I am responding, dude. This idea that I'm some fucking snake. This idea.
I gotta fast forward through the coping. Can we get to the point where he starts showing the DMs? It's gotta be there. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Okay, go the fucking DMs, dude. There's no need to. Just, bro. My word is my bond, okay? My word is my bond. You guys just want to see DMs. You don't need to see them, bro.
Why does ChudLogic not want to show his DMs with me?
You don't need to see
Why would he not want to show his... This is so weird.
See them.
If he didn't want to show them, he could have just not shown them. Only a total retard would read this that way. Only someone who is legitimately retarded would read this as Chud like, oh, Chud just totally does not want to show them. But chat's just making him. He wants to leak the DMs for the content. He's playing like he doesn't.
We saw them. They were...
Well, I mean, you know, there's probably some reservation, but I don't want to leak DMs. I'll put a bit of resistance. But, you know, he's going to leak the DMs. It's obvious he's going to leak the DMs.
Really damning. He didn't want to show them. Better question is, when you were in Vietnam and I was supposedly plotting against you, why didn't I redact them? Unless I wanted you to have them.
Nicholas is going to show them.
It's so cringe, man. It's so cringe. I can't do the lean in. I can't. My fucking skin crawls, dude. It's genuinely so fucking bad. He's so cringy.
Okay, fine, I'll show it. Fuck it. Fuck it, I'll show it. Fuck you, Nicholas DeOrio.
So there he is. Chud gets bullied into showing my DMs. And those are the ones we just saw here. Now, I did notice that eagle-eyed viewers pointed out that the messages that Nick said ruined his perception of Chud were actually not one of the ones that were included in the leak. And until it's released, Chud's acting like Tom's accusers, selectively releasing DMs. And that would be fucking damning. If Chud selectively released DMs.
Well, we can see that we haven't had the whole leak. We can see that. That's very clear. That's very clear. Now, the real defining factor here isn't, are there other DMs that could be leaked? It's, are there other DMs that drastically change our impression of this situation? Are there more DMs that come out that show actually Nick has a really legitimate reason to be upset at Chud that is totally disconnected from any jokes about blocking or sucking Ethan Klein's cock or whatever the fuck? And you know, guys, that could be the case. It could be the case that Nick has a legitimate reason to dislike Chud. So let's hear him out. Let's hear him out. I'm open. I'm open.
That would be pretty fucking bad. Now, Corn Toasty did say, to be fair, the way it's worded sounds like this conversation reference might have been in a Discord call and not text messages. So even though this is all a terrible look for Chud, there might not be any other relevant texts, which is a good point. That is a possibility, because he's referencing something here, but there's no way that like this message that's highlighted in yellow is publicly available, like not publicly available, but like accessible to ChudLogic, that he could have shown you the actual context for. So that's what we're going to be going through tonight, because it absolutely fucking was there. He just didn't want you to see it. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Idiot, whatever.
A main thing that I want to establish with you for the context that you're about to see is my understanding.
It's literally, dude, and we are immediately pulling up. You suck Ethan Klein's cock. Nicholas DeOrio, I'm talking to you. We're literally, okay. Look, I'm reserving judgment. Okay? Maybe there is something that spins off of this that's really bad, okay?
ChudLogic. Back in the day, and you must have seen these rants, because I remember them, and this is one example that I'm going to show you from a relevant video. ChudLogic would constantly fight with his audience because he felt like we were being pit against each other, and he wanted to maintain our friendship. ChudLogic lives on an island.
his little audience members go and chase away every single person he's friendly with.
Oh my god, it's such a dude literally listening to a Tommy C stream now, dude. It's such a little shit talking they've done the whole time. You're on an island. You can't do anything without us. Okay, dude.
They want him to stay on his own little island, make content by himself, and that's just the reality of what ChudLogic's content
It's
creation.
literally not what they want at all. It's not what they want at all. It's just they want the fucking losers that come on to be held to account when they're trying to, bullshit a bit. That's obviously what the issue is. When you go on and you're bullshitting, they want you pressed, and you're mad about that.
He is, and will ever forever be, as long as he remains audience captured the way that he is. So ChudLogic would go on these rants trying to reel his audience in because he did not want conflict with me.
I will moderate the H3,
But it just feels like at the moment it's
H3
anything that goes.
subreddit. You can't stop me, ChudLogic. I will be a Reddit moderator.
Thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Against Hassan. Anything that goes against Hassan, worthy of support.
Wheel became a member. The Cheese Wheel celebrates 10 months of membership. Go off, Chuddy Buddy. FK regarded wars and politics over dirt and religion.
Thank
Really
you,
God.
Cheese Wheel, for the membership.
So this is the clip.
No, I'm not bringing up Nicholas DeOrio stream. I'm not making it about any one individual, okay? I don't fucking care about your gay cam. This is also really... Do you know what? Whilst we're here, I'll also say this as well. I'm so fucking sick of you utter cretins desperately trying to fucking throw a wedge between me and DeOrio because he's cocksucking Ethan Klein at the moment, okay? I fucking have got my issues with it. But you guys are so fucking... You're like raping my brain with this shit.
People in his chat are raping his brain to try to get us to fight each other, and he doesn't like that?
Fucking unbelievable, dude. If you've got...
Dude. Yeah, that means he's totally brainwashed. Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Got a problem with what Nicholas is saying. That's between you and Nicholas. If you've got a problem with something that Kuihman is saying, that's between you and Kuihman. I'm talking broadly about the issues that exist that I've noticed, and you are trying to laser focus.
All right, so this is my major issue with ChudLogic. I was under the assumption that he wasn't lying, that he actually didn't want us to fight each other, that he actually didn't like how his audience was trying to pit us against each other, and he actually felt like he was kind of in a bad way. That was my understanding, and that was clearly my bad. So now I'm going to show you the message where I ran to him crying, and oh my god, it doesn't appear that I've done that. Boom. What happened? Wait, this can't be the start of the conversation. I was told that Nick was in tears. What the fuck? Why is this a Reddit post from H3 Snark making a joke that they referred to ChudLogic as one of the biggest sweepers of Ethan Klein? What the fuck? I thought I was supposed to be an emotional crybaby, that I was running to ChudLogic. Oh, wait, what is this? Then he starts sucking my dick.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The fact you're sending him, some H3 Snark post that you're obviously seething over with this clip of him shit-talking you.
Dude, I was absolutely raging yesterday. I hope I didn't cause you any grief. Well, that's not exactly how he presented that in the live show, is it?
Yeah, that's reasonable. What's the problem with this? So you seem to be raising this clip with him. He's saying, hope it didn't cause you any grief.
Is that how he presented this in the live show? Where he's
Because you're sending a post from a hater subreddit. This would be like sending a Kiwi Farms post or something, right? And being like, oh, look at this. It's a clip of them shit-talking you. Yeah, it kind of seems like maybe you're saying you're bothered. That's kind of how this comes across. Otherwise, why else you look at this fucking hater subreddit seething?
Just dude, I was absolutely raging yesterday. I hope I didn't cause you any grief. Yeah, so this was the thread. I just thought it was funny. It was the video, so it's a half-truth, I guess. But yeah, Leftovers H3 clipped Chud's rants where he's like, fuck you, Nick DeOrio, and they called him Ethan Klein's biggest...
Yeah, what kind of response did you want to this message,
which I thought was funny. So, from there...
Wait. No, don't do your narrativizing. You've just shown some DMs there. We'll skip the narrativizing, thank you very much. We'll go straight to that next page of DMs. Where's that? I know. I just really don't understand stoking. Guys, I didn't run to him crying. I just sent him the hate subreddit, and then when he responded, I immediately started crying. Dude, you can't make it up. I know. I just don't really understand stoking the flames and taking shots against my character if you're annoyed people are baiting and trying to make us argue. That seems fairly counterproductive. Some of the stuff you talked about is stuff I've complained about, like people annoyingly agreeing with Nox, so I don't know. It just feels like a game of telephone where a lot of assumptions are being made. Yeah, I understand, just feel totally raped at the moment. Obviously have some issues / disagreements, etc., but can't reasonably state them without causing some stupid beef. Can't react to your exact takes without causing drama. Seems that on-stream discussion would be more raped and more drama, etc. So it's obvious what he's saying here. He's saying So Chud is basically saying, Chud is looking for room to disagree in that message. That is looking for room to disagree. That is saying, I disagree with you. I've got problems with some of the things I've seen you say. But I know if I talk about it at length, you're going to cry. And you're also going to cry if I ask you to talk about it on stream, aren't you? You're also going to cry if, we want to debate it on stream. I can tell you for a fact, if I was, talking to Chud and DMs about disagreeing, there would never be a message like this where it's like, oh, well, having an on-stream discussion would be a problem. Having a on-stream... that would never be there. That would never be there. So I have no reason to believe this is here because Chud is worried about, potentially looking bad on a stream. And then he was more than happy to go, having already taken shit for his ice take, he was happy to go and debate Pisco. So there's no reason for me to believe messages like this about where he's trying to find room to disagree are there because he's worried about, what his reaction to the drama is going to be. No, he's worried about Nick's reaction to the drama. Obviously.
So, from there...
Okay.
This is... Where are we? Oh, I hit the wrong one. Sorry. So from there, because ChudLogic has now brought it up, I gave him the issue that I had with his segment. So he goes, haha, dude, we're absolutely raging yesterday. I hope...
Dude, you sent him a fucking post from a hater subreddit. It's obvious you were bringing it up because you're kind of like, in some kind of way about it. You're like sitting there ruminating, looking at hate subreddits. It's obvious, dude. Not everyone is as fucking autistic as Bolax or whoever else you used to having these conversations with, dude.
Hope I didn't cause you any grief. And I said, I know. I just really don't understand you stoking the flames and taking shots at my character if you're annoyed that people are baiting and trying to make us argue. That seems fairly counterproductive. But some of the stuff that you've talked about is stuff that I've complained about.
He is simultaneously annoyed at people trying to bait an argument that will destroy the friendship and annoyed about his perceived lack of room in the friendship to say what he thinks. Because it's obvious you'll cut him off if he does. Because you've done it before.
Too, like people annoyingly agreeing with Noxtaku. So I don't know, it just feels like a weird game of telephone where a lot of assumptions were being made. I think this is a reasonable thing to ask somebody who is publicly facing and privately facing, telling people that they do not like when people are trying to pit us against.
Obviously coddling him so hard. A big ole bear hug even.
Thank you for the $5, thank you.
Each other. It seems like a weird thing to go on a lengthy rant about it if this is something that you do not want.
But hey, look,
ChudLogic wrote something that is very interesting.
Reserve judgment. Reserve judgment. Maybe something terrible is said. Also, not all the comments are about you, but sort of about everyone in an amorphous blob. 1 minute. Wait, where are we here? Let's run this back.
Whatever.
A main thing that that's what we're going to be going through.
Okay. So we haven't gotten to the message that apparently made Nick upset yet.
People are baiting and trying to people annoying and privately facing, telling people that they do not like when people are trying to pit us against each other. It seems like a weird thing to go on a lengthy rant about it if this is something that you do not want. Then
Dude, he's saying he hates the people pitting him against you, but he also has disagreements with your coverage and hates the lack of room. So he goes on a rant of people trying to force it, and then also lays out some of his frustration. How is that not reasonable? Please, someone, I'm open. How is that not totally reasonable? This is clearly Nick trying to make sure that he shuts up. That's obviously what's being said here. I know, I just don't really understand stoking the flames, taking shots at my character if you're annoyed people. Why don't you just shut up? Why don't you just stop? Why don't you just stop talking about me?
ChudLogic wrote something that is very interesting. He said, yeah, I understand. I just feel totally raped at the moment. I obviously have some issues and disagreements, but I can't reasonably state them without causing some stupid beef. Wait, what do you mean stupid beef? I thought this was, Nicholas, where are you? Why are you not on my stream? What? Wait, what do you mean stupid beef? I thought this was Kino important content. And then he says, I can't...
Yeah, the stupid beef is the fallout in the friendship, dude. The disagreement doesn't have to be a massive fallout, but he's referring to the idea of falling out with you as the stupid beef. Because there's sort of like a, I think I kind of operate this way, Chud operates this way, and the lines are blurred here, it's not perfect, but there's sort of like a difference between in the moment content and the disagreements you're having in the content and your broader, a relationship to these people. It's like that you can have the content disagreement and that's fine and good, but you don't want this stupid personal shit getting in the way, where there's a bunch of bad feelings that cause you to not want to talk to each other again, right? That's like obviously what's happening here. This is going to work on some of his audience, at least some of them. At least some of them.
React to your exact takes without causing drama. I thought, wasn't the commentary community on Augie's stream founded by the guys in the trenches fighting every little talking point? I'm so confused. ChudLogic in public wants you to believe, right, that he's been edging. He wanted to talk about this for months. But ChudLogic in my DMs is a cowering little pussy who's saying, oh, I don't want no drama with you, Nick DeOrio. I can't even do this without causing any beef. I don't want any drama. Right? Then...
Dude, what does he think is being said there? Does he truly think by he doesn't want any drama, he means, I don't want to fight with you in public? No, he's saying he doesn't want a personal fallout.
He says, seems like an on-stream discussion would have been
what do you mean?
More raped and more drama. That's a particularly interesting point for me, because ChudLogic is telling me for the first time that he has no interest in a debate with me. Unprompted.
That's not what he's saying. That is clearly not what is being said there. He's not saying he's got no interest. Seems that on-stream discussion would be more raped and more drama, etc. He's raising the idea. That's almost a prompt for you to say, no, that could work. But he knows you don't want to. That's why he's not pressing it immediately. That's why he's not going for it. That seems so clear. Maybe there's other messages that change my impression here. That seems so clear to me in this message. Why else bring it up? Why else bring it up?
He didn't want to chat with me. Dude, I'm sorry if you're...
Nick is the one that has issues having these conversations. Chud is more than happy to have conversations with anyone about this shit. That's proven out. Nick is clearly the one who will not have conversations about shit. That's clear. How can you even try to spin this any other way?
You're an avid ChudLogic fan, and you're one of the guys that hate me, and you think that he's been fighting for you privately behind the scenes, but actually Chud's a huge pussy, and he didn't want any beef with me for the longest time, and this is how he talked to me in DMs, and it doesn't sound like the way he talked to you on stream. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? So then ChudLogic said...
Dude, literally everyone knows this is what he's like. What do you mean? Isu, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships. That's insanely generous of you. Thank you so much. Dude, literally everyone... I don't think... Guys, put 1 in chat if this is exactly what you expect from Chud's DMs. Put 2 in chat if this has completely shattered your image of Chud as some hyper-combative guy at all times with his friends. Yeah, it's looking like a lot of ones. I'm assuming there's a lot of crossover with Chud here for obvious reasons, so...
Also, not all the comments were about you. It was about everybody in sort of an amorphous blob. So ChudLogic told me that he's been totally feeling raped recently, and he can't talk about any of this stuff without his audience that captured him getting on his ass and annoying the fuck out of him, because he's perpetually one-guyed by a chat full of piranhas that he can't do anything about, and he's terrified of them. So I thought this is, like, gonna be it, you know, because...
Chud is very conciliatory and nice in DMs, and will fight on stream. That's just the case, because why would you spend your time off the clock getting into fights? You know, you want to maintain your relationships, be chill with people, and have the fights in the content where you're getting paid, where you're both doing something for your careers, you know? Thank you for the $20, Jimberly. The grand narrative that Chud thinking he was ex from friend group and Nick thinking that Chud ghosted until it fell apart. The most embarrassing way two grown men can end a friendship. Very, very gay. Very true.
This is like a really awkward scenario that's happening here, because it sounds like he's telling everybody publicly one thing, and he's telling me something, but also maybe there is some other position here that I'm not understanding. This is kind of weird. Maybe we just move on from here and everything. So then he uploads this segment immediately the same day, and they fucking put it out as fast as possible. Is it the same day? What is this? This is the 29th. Where's the next day? No, it's the same day. So he rushes his segment out called The State of the Commentary Community, and it opens like this, where he's screaming and crying about how Augie did like a fun IRL stream, and about how I am Ethan Klein dick sucker. And it's like, oh, why would you even be mad about that, bro?
The RFC Mania thing was funny. That was fine. Do you think Augie's screaming? No, I think Augie's kind of indifferent as to whether Nick does a bunch of retarded shit. Thank you for $5. Thank you.
It's just banter, mate. It's just banter. Banter for ChudLogic is he's mad at his chat who's attacking him, so he takes it out on his friends. That's what banter means to ChudLogic. These little jabs and things, they're to satiate the bloodlust in his chat. He's terrified of you.
doing tricks for treats, like shaving their head. It's pathetic and wretched. Like, it started off and I can understand it a
He's
bit.
totally raped, guys. He doesn't want to deal with this at all. Then the video from DK comes out.
But like, Colin shaved his and they're treating like a big joke. You look like a fucking total freak.
It's obvious projection. It's just obvious projection. Chud is blatantly not fucking terrified of his chat or terrified of spicy or whatever the fuck. That is clearly you are concerned about that. And so you were saying,
you think Corgi is
if I'm concerned, Chud must be.
Screaming his knickers his phone on do not disturb.
Thank you for the $5. Thank you. Yep. That's obviously projection. That is, Nick is worried about that. So he assumes Chud must be, and that's why this is happening. People's chats are a reflection of the stream and the streamer. You know, the reason Chud seems to align with his chat a lot is because there are things that obviously flow. There are a bunch of retards that float around Chud's stream that don't quite get it, that have different opinions, you know, and obviously it's not everyone doesn't agree on everything. But you know what I mean, right? There's sort of like this, there's right-wing and commentary types that obviously don't quite comment it from the same place a lot of other people do that have been in Chud's community for a long time, and Chud himself. But the core sort of, you know, vibe of the community obviously comes from the way Chud's been. Right? It is a reflection. It is you attract a certain type of people by being a certain way. So this idea, the idea that you really, you know, it is a little bit chicken and egg. But the idea that you're going, oh, he's terrified of his chat. That's you projecting. That's you projecting. You are terrified of your chat, first of all. You're terrified of your own chat. That's why you have to pretend to either understand or not understand Zog, depending on what's happening on the stream that day. And have to lie about whether you understand anti-Semitic dog whistles or not. And have to lie about Rape Review and what happened in Rape Review because you're worried about your new Wine Mum audience. And, worse than that, you're terrified of Chud's chat. You're terrified of Chud's chat and Chud's Discord. Very blatantly.
Freak. You're a total freak retard, shaving your head for cash, and you're trying to act like it's normal. No, it's not normal. Unless you're willing to do the 20th stream, sucking off Ethan Klein. Yes, I'm talking about you, Nicholas DeOrio, okay? Dude, I saw some Stardust clip, right? And Frogan, the stupid fat wench, I don't fucking like Frogan, right? But she said something about the ADL negative.
So he puts out the segment, does the I'm calling you out Nick DeOrio bit. So at this point, I'm really confused because this makes no fucking sense to me that he would say this and then upload the segment. So I go, call me crazy, but I think it's probably not you being frustrated that people keep talking about it or trying to get us to fight each other, considering that you are now playing into it. I think this is an entirely reasonable position for me to have based off the positions that ChudLogic has shared. This is not, oh no, you're messing up my money. Oh no, you're attacking me over Ethan Klein. It's, you're kind of a fucking hypocrite, dude. And this kind of sucks. So then I start responding to him. This is hours later after the video comes out. And I go, right. And so he goes, all the comments, none of the comments were about you. He's been doing this for quite a while. He's extremely vague on purpose.
So literally, now he's showing that despite him not saying there was a big problem, so all he says in those DMs is, I don't understand stoking the flames, taking shots at my character for annoyed that people are baiting and trying to make us argue. And all he's saying is that the reason why he doesn't want people to make them argue is because he knows you will blow up. So then DK cuts this video.
Considering that you are now playing into it.
And obviously that's not diffuse responsibility. Obviously it's Chud's channel. This is Chud's video that Chud put up as far as, you know, responsibility goes.
And I think this is an entirely reasonable position for me to have based off the positions that ChudLogic has shared. This is not, oh no, you're messing up my money. Oh no, you're attacking me over Ethan Klein. It's, you're kind of a fucking hypocrite, dude. And this kind of sucks. So then I start responding to him. This is hours later after the video comes out. And I go, right. And so
Nick thought he would get Venezuela but instead got Vietnam, and now he's running scared BC. He's actually getting pushback BC. He had nothing on Chud.
Thank you for the $5. Thank you.
He goes, all the comments, none of the comments were about you. He's been doing this for quite a while. He's extremely vague on purpose so he can satiate his audience, but also take no accountability for me. Also, not all the comments were about you. It was about everyone. It's sort of an amorphous blob. Right, but that just means they're going to assume it's all about me because you opened with, yes, I'm calling you out, Nick DeOrio, and then you said that later. It's annoying that when I get stupid comments about EHD is too boring, I, and my chat can attest to this, send them to ChudLogic and say, hey man, look, if you don't like what I'm covering, you can go check out what Chud's doing. He's covering all this different stuff, and that's totally cool. I have no problem with that if you're kind of bored over here. But when ChudLogic...
Dude, look, even here, he's bullshitting and conflating. The issue isn't that you cover Ethan, retard. The issue is that you are a dishonest fucking rat. That's the issue. Fucking idiot. Just try and conflate the issues. Well, people say they're bored with it. I tell them to go watch you. It's not about whether they're bored with it, retard.
Has people go, can you cover the new iDubbbz thing? He just calls me a fucking compromised dick sucker and fucking attacks my character.
You are.
So I don't know why he does that, but whatever, cool, fine. But why is it my fault that people want you to watch
I was nice to you. Why are you voicing disagreements with me? Why are you voicing disagreements and talking shit like a content creator? Please, give me a fucking break.
The most popular topic at the time. This just kind of sucks. I don't know. It's kind of a weird fucking thing to say. So then ChudLogic starts going, in my opinion, kind of postal. Yeah, obviously I have some disagreements with the way things...
Nick's performance reminds me of a drag queen.
Thank you for the $5. Yeah, obviously I have some disagreements with the way some things have been discussed recently. It's awkward because there's pressure to have this big blowout drama / disagreement, which I don't really see the value in, and obviously people sniffing around for any sort of disagreements capitalize on for their own content, particularly from the Snark side. So, what's the problem here?
Have been discussed recently, it's awkward because there's this pressure to have this big blowout drama disagreement, which I don't really see the value in. It's almost like I had a completely different understanding of who ChudLogic was in comparison to the average viewer who consumes his...
Yeah, he's clearly saying he doesn't want to end the fucking relationship over it, dude. All you have to say here is, dude, disagreement doesn't have to be the end of the relationship. Let's just hash it out. That's clearly what he's pressing for. Am I crazy? Am I reading this in a totally crazy way? He wants to voice the disagreements. He said now multiple times, I have these disagreements. It's awkward because it's gonna end the relationship if we start talking about it, I fear. He said that multiple times now, and Nick is not going, sure, let's talk about it. So it seems like Nick wants him to not talk about it.
Different understanding of who ChudLogic was in comparison to the average viewer who consumes his live stream. I was blown away when I watched some of the things that he would say on stream, because these are the things that he would say to me. So he said, it's awkward because there's pressure to have this big blowout drama disagreement, which I don't see the value in.
Unfortunately, Nick does just unfortunately sound like a rapist in the manner of speech he has a lot of the time.
And obviously, people are sniffing
Very
around
sad.
for any sort of disagreement to capitalize on for their own content. And that Destiny and him had their little falling out. Chud reached out and asked me and Augie to do commentary collabs with him. That's like another thing. So the reason why you constantly keep seeing ChudLogic say things like, I appreciate what you've done for me, is because he's making reference to that. That's what he's making reference to. So I say, I don't think you've really seen my positions outside of clips that people who are farming have sent you, but I would walk that back if you've really watched me. And then ChudLogic says, obviously I appreciate that. I appreciate what you have done for me, and I consider you a friend. We have had disagreements and hashed them out before, and it's fine. I mean, I was talking a bit of shit, and I haven't even seen all your coverage, but you're extremely favorable to Ethan to a fault, no? So at this moment, I realize, oh, fuck, this guy just doesn't watch me. This guy doesn't watch anything that I...
Oh, right.
Dude, this guy literally does not watch my content.
There's no way you could possibly think that if you watch Nick. Because it's not like Nick has repeatedly swept for Ethan Klein blatantly lying about the Denim's chat and the CPS thing. It's not like Nick has completely switched up his principles on copyright, defending the Snark DMCAs, defending the lawsuits against Denims, despite the fact that it doesn't actually fulfill the criteria that he would usually support one on. Supporting the use of... not supporting, but... not necessarily criticizing, not condemning, just saying it's a bad idea, the inclusion of Dan Saltman and the listing of Dan Saltman, despite the fact they used to fucking cry about Britbong being used by Ethan Klein. Yeah, we could go down the list. We really could keep going down the list. No one could have ever watched Nick and have legitimate criticisms to say he is sucking Ethan Klein's dick to the point where it makes him totally dishonest.
And you don't have to. To be my friend, you don't have to watch my streams or watch my videos. Now, I was very active in his chat, and I enjoyed his show a lot, and I thought he was a really respectable guy, but at this point I realized, oh, he just doesn't watch my show, right? So then he goes, also, that title and thumbnail is very tame. No one's getting called a pedo. So I guess at this point, I got off better than Lyrics. Lyrics got it worse than me. So this one is basically inconsequential. This is me trying to just establish talking points to see what the problem is. I'll go through it just for the sake of showing all the DMs, but it's not really relevant. I agree with you on Nux. I support the no legal threat on the basis that he has defamed people maliciously in the past, ChudLogic. But I've also said that Ethan should probably leave it at a threat, and I'd be open to seeing what gets filed if ever it didn't. And reassessing, I think the Nazi sword was on purpose, but it was safe edgy, not their secret KKK Jew attackers. It was done for safe edgy owns. When they correct him, that it's a Manji. In regards to the ban, this is a random Hassan Piker ban from 6 months ago, not really relevant here. I said that he probably shouldn't be banned. Otherwise, I literally don't know what other topics we even disagree on. So that was me kind of just establishing talking points, but we rip it back. We go back to the actual discussion. So then he goes, also the title and thumbnail is very tame. No one's getting called a pedo. So I then rip the conversation back to the topic at hand and say, the confusion is, you seem frustrated.
I've said like once in a while that I disagree with a clip of Hassan. I disagree with the way a clip was, the way a Hassan clip was clipped. I said it was out of context one time. Guys, my coverage is perfect. Please, keep eating.
About the drama baiting, and this seems like another escalation that will extend it, which I think, again, warranted question. ChudLogic says, oh, okay, I mean, I said to DK to take it easy on the title and thumbnail, mainly because I'm probably going to lose subs over it. Remember when ChudLogic went live yesterday and said, guys, I lose subs all the time, none of this matters to me? Well, again, in private, he actually is worried about losing those subscribers. That was something that mattered to him. Now, as time progressed, I started to realize that ChudLogic probably didn't even like me.
Yes, he's saying... yes, he's saying to his editor... Go easy on that, because we're probably going to lose subs over it anyway. He's not changing his decision so much that he won't cover it, or won't say it, or won't post it. But he's saying, hey, editor, whose job it is to optimize my YouTube channel, can you optimize this so that this doesn't tank us quite so bad? I think that's totally reasonable. I think that's totally reasonable. That's literally, that's better than 90% of YouTubers. Most YouTubers simply won't say the thing if they're going to lose subs over it. You know? Like that is way more willing to brave the loss in numbers. And this is Nick, who gets on stream every other week and he's like, people gave me pushback for my take, but I checked the video and it's got a 94% like ratio.
He was just probably worried that I was going to pull out and take the rest of my viewers with me, which is what happened. That is what I did. So he just lied about that as well. But yeah, I mean, there isn't much going on worthy of a segment, so I'm just trying to carve something out. What the fuck does that mean? Wait. So wait, you're telling me, Chud, you're telling me that you were bored on a random fucking like Tuesday afternoon and you just snaked me. And you just told me in plain English that that's what you...
Look, he's saying they didn't have a good segment to post.
We should say he's corpulent ing. This is because this fellow is quite overweight. I think using this as an insult would be funny.
Thank you for the $5. It's snaking you by having a meltdown on stream that he knows is going to lose him subscribers. And he posts it just because, well, there's nothing else to post that day. And that's snaking Nick, apparently. This is, like, totally reasonable. This is exactly the thing, man. You can't be friends with Nick as another content creator. Because he just doesn't want you to do your fucking job. He doesn't want you to do your fucking job. The moment there's a piece of drama that's worth posting that involves Nick, or could, you know, there could be a couple people say, oh, Nick's kind of gay, actually, off the back of it. It's like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that to me?
You did. I didn't have any content, so I just called you a fraud. How the fuck was...
No, he's saying that's why they posted the segment, you fucking retard. Not much going on that's worthy of a segment. So you're just trying to carve something out, as in carve something out of the VOD.
Was I supposed to interpret this? I'm just curious, how the fuck was I supposed to interpret this message? Where he's like, yeah, dude, I was raped for content that day, so I just snaked you. Then he goes, just unfortunate that it's the most interesting thing that happened on my stream yesterday. So apparently, when Chud snakes you, if his content sucks for the day, he just doubles down. And Chud, by the way, he'll tell you he's got no idea why I'm upset about this.
Snaking. Yeah, because this is really embarrassing. Yeah, Nick, this is really embarrassing, dude. So this, I guess this was meant to be the... We're now past the moment where we were supposed to get the earth-shattering revelation that changes all of our impression of this. We are now over the hill, guys. We are supposed to have seen the vital context that changes our opinion.
He'll tell you that it's irrational to be angry, that ChudLogic in plain English told me he fucked me. I mean, that is just fucking outrageous, isn't it? But I have not put that out wanting to provoke more drama intentionally, even though it will have that effect. Oh, Okay, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty fucking heavy line, Chud. Then I said, I'm going to ignore the people telling me to respond to you, half because I really didn't see any reason to make this a huge fucking thing, and half because it's so vague, I really don't know what to say. Anything I'll do will sound retarded after a 3-hour creator clash segment. And you might remember this message. This is the message that he didn't want to show, I guess. This is the one. Where is it? This is the one he didn't want to show. Yeah, man, if you want to hop in a call off stream and really hash some of this out, we can. It's up to you. I think that we have more disagreements than what you're saying. Maybe just have
It's up to you. I think we have more disagreements than you're saying. Maybe just having a frank convo would make things easier, but I'm not looking to fall out over this. So, I mean, yeah, this is pretty clear. This is pretty clear. So, you've made it clear. You're upset over the public response here. He's saying, well, I still have disagreements with you, and I want to hash them out with you. So I guess we can do it off stream. Maybe having a frank convo will make things easier. I'm not looking to fall out over this. So this is just reinforces my reading of the whole rest of this conversation. Like it just seems so obvious.
Having a frank convo makes things easier, but I am not looking to fall out over this, even though there are many people that want me to. I'm raped for content. Now, I'm just curious. I didn't go on and make a fucking public tirade out of this. I didn't drop this guy in May. I gave this guy an opportunity to talk to me. He ghosted me for 3 months. And this guy wrote me in DMs telling me that he felt raped for content, so he fucked me.
He ghosted you for 3 months. This was in May. He ghosted you from September. So what happened in those months?
I think that's kind of crazy. I think that's a crazy thing to write somebody. And I think the issue here is if there's some misinterpretation that I'm not understanding, that still also falls on him. The reason we're talking about this is because he
No, it's pretty clear what happened here, Nick. Nice try, bro.
Started leaking shit. The reason that I'm even bringing this up now is because he started leaking shit. To be clear, he posted the messages, right? But I reached out to him and I wanted
this guy's like 29 or some shit, by the way.
Have a call about it to clarify what he said back in May, and he fucking ignored me. So if there is some weird angle to these messages that I can't possibly deduce, he just chose not to talk about it. And I'm the coward, by the way. I'm the coward for this. I'm the coward. So here are some examples. Hey, dude, it's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Me asking if the video's fake. Yo. And then back to where we are now, right? So this is back in November. The last message that we had was like mid-September, I think. Right. So that's kind of the stuff that Chud chose to omit. I've got more stuff, and this message will still remain relevant as we move forward. But I want to establish a timeline with you because some people don't understand. Okay, Nick, Chud fucked you over in May of last year, and you were quiet about it. You didn't make a huge public issue about it. You didn't explode and blow him up or something back then. So why is this a problem now? Well, eagle-eyed viewers would point out that this message right here, this is January 14th, 2026 at 2:01 p.m. And at this point, yeah, man, good luck with whatever you're doing. I'm fine with just leaving it there.
Is this a joke?
I think that this guy fucked me over in May. I'm not making it a public issue. I don't really care.
1,000 bits for that, by the way. 1,000 bits for that.
It's fine. We can move on. I think what he said on stream was kind of whack, but fine. Let's move on from there. All right. Then a couple hours later, my friend gets accused of domestic violence, sexual assault, pedophilia down the line, like all these things, like all these fucking things, right? And at 8 a.m. the next morning, the Great Sweep was on. Yes, that is the timeline here. I said, hey man, I'm ready to move on. We could just go on with our lives. And then ChudLogic finds out my friend got accused of rape and then snakes me at 8 o'clock the next morning.
My concern, ladies and gentlemen, is the big sweep might be on, okay? The big
sweep
me.
So this guy... And what's the clip? Guys, my concern is that the big sweep might be on. He snaked me. He snaked me.
I stuck a dagger right into my neck the minute...
Oh my god, the melodrama. He stuck a dagger into my neck. What did he say? Guys, I'm concerned the big sweep might be on. He stuck a dagger in my neck. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm dying. I'm dying. Where's my DMs for Nicholas DeOrio? Where's my DMs for Nicholas DeOrio? Here's my DMs. I'm gonna leak a DM with Nicholas DeOrio, guys.
Why is it that any time that someone brings up sweeping, Nicholas DeOrio gets the deep sweats and freaks out over it?
Guys, Nicholas DeOrio, I can't bother to because I can't use imagery in my country. Nicholas DeOrio said to me in January of last year, hey, by the way, I don't care if you disagree with me or shit talk on streams. And I said, awesome, man. Or I didn't say awesome, I said, I saw that tweet reply too, Hart. Because he was obviously referencing a tweet reply where someone was saying, why do you let Kuihman talk shit about you? But yeah, does that sound like the Nick we're hearing here?
We stopped talking. Literally the minute we stopped talking, and like, oh, dude, it's just the big sweep. Why are you mad about being called a sweeper? My friend's getting accused of beating women, you fucking son of a bitch. Dude, the implication that I would just ignore my friend doing domestic violence is like character assassination. That's like, yeah, that's fucking insane, dude. Of course I'd be pissed about it.
Be on. Big sweep might be on, okay? The big sweep might be on, okay?
But dude, you're more than happy to ignore other wrongdoings of your friends. Why would we assume that's any different? They aggressively shot down the Kai stuff. Nick avoided the Willy stuff, despite signaling that he knew the video was retarded. It's like endless. They love shutting shit down.
On top of that, Chud has to know that I was live while the allegations were dropping, meaning that I was in front of an audience doing a show. It is impossible that I was dual-wielding a live Kiwi Farms thread to know anything about this when at the end of my stream, I announced the podcast was on hiatus because we had an episode dropping the next day. But he tries to use that to implicate Tom as guilty.
No, he doesn't.
I am not participating in the big sweep, okay? This is a
where did he try and implicate Tom as guilty?
Totally legitimate story to cover and talk about. And that's the end of it, bro. And if anyone disagrees, if anyone thinks I'm doing something wrong, we'll talk about it, okay? Happy to talk about it. But there is literally nothing wrong with speaking about this and talking about this. This is completely legitimate. And
so right here, he brings up another interesting point.
Nicholas DeOrio on Twitter. Nick just responded. Oh, just to be clear, I've seen literally...
Is there anybody on planet Earth who wouldn't feel backstabbed by this?
Nothing of what's occurred tonight, but my understanding is that Half-Baked is on hiatus for a little while, so we'll see in the next couple of days where that goes. Okay, and then there's a clip there. Nick DeOrio states the Half-Baked, his podcast with Tom and Lord Vega is going on hiatus for a while. Video clip in DMs. Here's the thing with this, okay? Anyone that wants to claim that this is a nothing burger, okay? Why the fuck is the podcast going on hiatus, dude?
So my friend Tom is guilty because the guy who was live when the allegations dropped wasn't comfortable.
Just like, obviously, not what's being said. Obviously, not what's being said. So blatant, so clear. Nick is such a dishonest rat. It's just so obvious. The messaging in the streams about these allegations was so clear. There is no evidence for the worst allegations. They have not provided substantive evidence for the actually bad allegations. There's a lot of smoke about age play. That's got a bit of smoke. There's a bit of evidence there. But most, functional adults don't actually give a fuck about that. It's only retards like Nick who are terrified of their audience, who give a fuck if their friend of 10 years is into age play. Most normal adults would just kind of make fun of their friend if they found that out, Or maybe they'd cut them off if they spoke about it too much, But the actual allegations, the substantive allegations that mattered, there was never any evidence for, and people said as much. That's not quite true. There was some slight contemporaneous evidence. It just wasn't actually substantiated. Slight contemporaneous evidence, such as her talking about bleeding at the time, right? So there's stuff like that that could indicate there's some truth, but it was never conclusive. It was never substantiated, But saying there's no evidence, that's actually not quite true. That's actually not quite true. But it was made clear that it was not substantiated.
Comfortable with releasing a video until he knew it was happening. This is not fucking rocket science here. So he's trying to say that because I put the podcast on hiatus, don't reach out and ask about it for something this serious, by the way. Fuck that shit. Let's just shoot from the hip.
That makes zero fucking sense, bro. That makes zero sense, okay? If this is nothing to worry about, nothing to be concerned about, okay? Why is
He's twisting my statement to say my friend is guilty.
Podcast going on hiatus, okay? Now listen, I will be fair. I know what people in chat are thinking and are going to say.
Oh, he's fair, guys. He's fair.
Okay? But my concern, ladies and gentlemen, is the big sweep might be on, okay?
The big sweep is you smearing shit all over the fucking place.
The big sweep might be on, okay?
But he's so
I am not
hot,
participating in the big sweep, okay? This is a totally...
Now, let's dial it back here, because eagle-eyed viewers would point out that when the time came, ChudLogic did say that Nick DeOrio did stream this. So what you're missing here is that this whole conversation was actually a shot at a Cheeto. Now, I know he mentions Hassan Piker, and I know he mentions iDubbbz or whatever, but this was actually an interesting argument that was being levied toward sensitive society.
It was obviously primarily about Nick. I think there was a bit of other people in there, but it was primarily about Nick. It was mainly about Nick, 100%. But just because you did cover it after he said this stuff doesn't necessarily mean he was wrong to say it. It just makes it easy for you to do like a victory lap because viewers are retarded.
Except there's one issue with that.
Question, bro. Okay. Now, I don't think. Listen, guys. Okay. Listen. Okay. I do not believe that people have got an obligation to cover anything. People can cover what they want. Okay. But my question would be, what would the coverage be like if this was about iDubbbz? If it was revealed that iDubbbz, that Anissa was into age play and shit like that, what would the coverage be?
Are you the only one who covers them, Nick? It's literally half the commentary space that covers these people. This does not bolt on your idea here that it's solely about you. I say this, it was primarily about Nick and Chud as being a pussy. But this is retarded. It was primarily about Nick and Chud is being a pussy. That doesn't make Nick's argument here any better.
Answer to that tells you everything that you need to know, doesn't it?
So that's that last part. That tells you everything you need to know. That tells you everything you need to know. And then here, there's 20 videos from Daily Slop channels. But listen to him here. Listen to the rest of what he says in the actual stream where this take was originated from.
The answer to that tells you everything that you need to know, doesn't it? But nonetheless, I'm not making any firm claims. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict the future. I can't predict the future, guys, okay? But to me, you can look at who decides to talk about this and who doesn't, and that will give you an indication of what the deal is.
Now, people were like, Nick is speculatory. This was obviously a shot at sensitive. Then here he is in plain English telling it's about me. It's about me. It was about me. He literally told me in plain English, do you think I lie to you? Do you think I make shit up?
I was responding to your claim of, I'm paraphrasing, why would they put the podcast on hold if it was nothing? I'm getting a bunch of commentary Drawlians coming in saying nothing burger, no big deal. So I'm saying if it's no big deal, why is the podcast on hold? Totally reasonable. Now, if it's a precaution so you can assess, which is reasonable, but that still shows it's not a nothing burger. So I can agree it's aggressive to put it in the way I did. Basically, not everything I say is about you, N-word. But I will say, I was expecting you to not cover this at all, to be totally upfront. Was there something wrong with my statement I put out before I went to sleep? So my comment about who will cover this and who won't is a jab at you to be transparent. Yeah, so this is... I think this is totally reasonable. This is here. Not everything is about you, but yes... My primary comment was a jab in your direction. Yeah. So not everything you said was about Nick, but the main comment was a jab at Nick.
So my comment about who will cover this and who won't is a jab at you to be transparent. It's fucking... He told me it was about me. You think I fucking made this up? Bro, I had endless charitability for this guy. I waited so fucking long to...
I won't even say it.
To expose this guy. Bro!
You'll know.
Do you know how much I have put up with this fucking guy? I don't want to leak the DMs. My word is my... No, you don't want to leak the DMs because you look like an asshole. I'm getting a bunch of commentary Drawlians coming in saying nothing burger, no big deal. I'm saying if it's no big deal, why is the podcast on hold? Now it's a precaution so you can assess, which is reasonable. So I agree it's aggressive to put it... The damage is done, you dickhead. Of course I'm mad about this. Basically, not everything I say about you is about you and...
He just said it's aggressive to put the... Why... All he's saying is it's not a nothing burger. It's not a nothing burger. That is why you put the podcast on hold.
Word, but I was expecting you not to cover this at all, to be totally upfront. We'll get to this. I'm going to show you the rest of this. Not super relevant, but again, if I don't release it, he will. So let's just go through it. So my comment about who will cover this and who won't is a jab at you, to be transparent. So that's what he said. Cool. So just to be clear, then he got the video out on January 15th. So that's the same day? Yeah, same, like afternoon of the same day. And then he ran to his little Discord server and said he's sick of the big sweep and fired off the, he got his entire army in here. How is it that my video has the most views of this topic? It's fucking insane. I don't know, dude. Maybe it's because your video came out the same day that you streamed about it at 8 o'clock in the morning after the allegations dropped, and we're dropping all night long the night before. Maybe that is, I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. The issue is that ChudLogic might have been correct. He might have been correct. But you can't come out and say the big sweep is on at 8 a.m. the next morning while the allegations were going all night.
So he might have been correct. Nick cannot even, with a straight face, say, no, I would have covered this no matter what.
Overshot. You've overcommitted to your point, and you look like an asshole. That's the reality.
So just outing yourself. So yeah, it's not even that he was wrong. It's just you can easily make this a dishonest victory lap.
But my issue isn't any of that. I don't care if his take is bad. My issue is that he used it to jab a knife into my back. That's why I was upset about it personally. So there's a few other things that I want to go through, but before that, I'm going to be fully transparent with our DMs on Twitter. So yes, this is the one that you've definitely heard about. I was fuming. I went on there. I saw the big sweep is on. I realized, holy shit, this guy and me literally had a falling out yesterday. He's already stabbing me in the back. This is unbelievable. So I send him the messages that he showed you. That backs up, not everything has to come to some catastrophic breakdown. I know you're used to that. And I said, Jesus, dude, yesterday you were saying shit like this to me today, and now you're thrashing me because my friend got accused of horrific shit. I'm not really sure how I was supposed to navigate this stuff better than I did when I only just found out there were even allegations at the tail end of my live show. And to that, Chud said, I mean, go live and cover it. What? Like you would with anyone? Or
so, dude, literally, he's left these till the very fucking end. Wait. Are these out of order? Yeah, these are totally out of order, bro. Oh my god. So he had to jump in midway in the conversation to make himself not look like a total fucking retard here. Holy shit.
Don't if you feel like you're too close to it. Dude, I think that you avoid stuff that would be negative to cover. Is that unreasonable? I go, wait, hold on. So you're saying that you would blind fire your friend's Kiwi Farms thread at midnight while the allegations are still dropping? Or am I just misunderstanding you? Like, what is the argument here? Or do you mean like, should I go?
Guys, don't celebrate 10K. We'll celebrate 10K when we've cleared it by like 50 or something, and we're not likely to drop back down. Okay.
Live now? Like, what are we talking?
People subscribe just to chat and stream, and then unsubscribe after the stream sometimes. So don't assume we've hit it. Okay. So that is a great time to remind you guys. 508 people here, 78 likes on stream, almost 430 people. And please move the cast a thumbs up and clicking it or pressing thumbs up on the mobile device. That'd be huge appreciated. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs already. Thank you. Huge appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you. You can buy a membership to the YouTube channel. Sorry, wait. Yeah, like the stream. That's free. You can donate via stream elements in the pin chat message. You can buy a membership to the channel, gift a membership to the channel, gift a whole bunch of memberships randomly throughout the chat. Buy a super chat, which will highlight your message and read it on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which your YouTube members will gift behind the channel and subscribe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Thank you. Thank you for the membership apostle. Thank you for the 10 gifted, Venomous Villain. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you so much. And the 10 gifted from Quella. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hugely appreciate it, guys.
Talking about here, bro? And then he goes, I mean, it just feels like I can never be critical of you in any way without getting a message from you. Like you're trying to keep me on my side. Now he's using the current talking points. Then it turns out you do have this issue with me since May, and you haven't said anything to me about it. Chud, I asked to chat with you when it happened, and you never got back to me. And then I kept the line of communication open. Now, eventually, Chud does finally tell the truth that this is partially his fault when he says, yeah, I could have been more clear on my end, too. I never wanted to have some big crash out falling out with you, and I wanted to try and keep things amicable or neutral because I have no reason to dislike you, and I appreciate what you've done for me. Why did he not release these DMs? Yeah, why do you do it? That's a good point. Yeah, I saw that. That wasn't you, bro. Dude, sometimes you are very sensitive. I know it. Dude, my friend gets accused of beating fucking women, and Chud goes live and insinuates that I'm going to sweep it up and not even cover it, meaning that I'm pro beating women. And he's like, dude, you're really sensitive about this, man.
Literally, that is such a retarded dude. Literally, mental gymnastics meme. Actual mental gymnastics meme. Thank you.
You're really sensitive about defending your rapist friend. That's really fucked up, man. I mean, this guy's like comically retarded. So, and also he pretends he has no idea why I'm mad at him in his most recent live stream. I guess he just didn't read this. Also, I'm not saying go live and cover unverified allegations. I get Tom as your friend and it's a tough spot for you. You didn't seem to get that in the stream segment. I think I said on stream it's hard. You also said a lot of other things on stream, but it's like the nature of the beast. Sometimes we are the hammer and sometimes we are the nail. That is a beautiful statement from Chud. Dude, sometimes we're just that hammer and sometimes we're just that nail. And even if you don't want to cover it for personal reasons.
Dude. What is he mad about there? Thank you for the €5 skew. Thank you. Huge appreciate it. With the Bravo Shiba Inu clapping super sticker. Thank you. Yeah, that's a reasonable statement. Thank you for the 10 Canadian dollars. Isu, thank you with the Shiba Inu heart super sticker. Thank you.
Reasons understandable, that would be viewed negatively. I go, and then at this point, I just tell him the problem, and he doesn't even tell me that I'm wrong. That's the best part. Everything I just told you for the last 50 minutes or whatever the fuck, I just run him through the talking points. Chud, my issue with you is that you said that you hated how people pit us against each other. Then you did a segment saying that I'm a completely compromised Ethan Klein dick sucker. You reiterated that you do not watch my streams, but asked if I was loyal to Ethan to a fault. And then you published that segment fanning the flames. When I asked why you would publish a segment if your goal was actually to avoid people pitting us against each other, you said you felt raped for content, and it was unfortunately the only interesting thing that happened.
Yeah, he didn't think it would be a big fucking deal uploading that fucking segment, dude. Why would you assume it would be? Why would you assume it would be? It's just a segment where he's spazzing about RFC Mania and then shit talks your coverage a little bit. Why does that have to be a big deal? It already happened on stream. He'd said it. They just wanted to post something that would perform on their channel that day. You're YouTubers. That's the game. What's the fucking problem?
That day. I didn't fucking hide this. I said it outright. He just didn't tell you on the stream the other day. He just didn't tell you about this. In the segment, by the way, your vague little shot was open when I'm calling you out, Nick DeOrio. Then you started talking about retarded shit Stardust did. Your response to this was not, what was it? Your response to this, oh, wait. So, and your audience thought it was about me. Your response to this was, it's not all about you or something. I don't know what issue you think I had with you, but this is why I was put off. I do not think that I am being irrational here. So what ChudLogic does here is what he does every single time I tried to explain to him what the problem was, and he just ignores me and starts crying. So let's hear about it. Okay, bro, I understand that. Let me lay it out. I do have issues with your...
What really gets me is Oreo knows that Chud has a lot going on right now, so it's reasonable that Chud would have forgot to touch base with him, so why didn't Oreo reach out to remind him that he wanted to talk? Such a fairy emoji.
Thank you for the $20 Shishizon. Thank you, huge appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Coverage of certain topics, because obviously people want like a big blowout drama between us. Can I just tell you, this is before he went on vacation. This is recent. He still didn't want to do the big blowout drama. These people want these, like, they want this blowout drama between us, and I have a feeling that you're very resistant to engage with criticism. You have blocked a lot of the commentary people over it.
Yeah, I need to read this without the annoying F-slur. Okay, bro, I understand that. Let me lay it out. I do have issues with coverage of certain topics. Obviously, we want to see some big blowout drama between us, but the feeling I've gotten from you is that you're very resistant to engage with criticism and have blocked a lot of commentary people over it. Totally reasonable. This, literally, my reading of this whole situation, totally correct. I, of course, have some latent appreciation for our friendship, and I've helped me over the years. So what do I do? Some big stream pointing out my issues with your coverage? I have nothing personal with you. My lack of commentary leaves me to get accused of sweeping. So this is totally reasonable. It leaves me feeling like I'm biting my tongue. Sometimes I have a crash out and talk some shit, and do fan the flames of shit as wanting us to fight. I get that's bothersome for you. You message me behind the scenes, and we don't really resolve anything. Feels like there are further tensions and pressures being this conflict with you, which I resist and try to continue to do my own thing outside of the HD slop cycle.
I, of course, had some latent appreciation. Fights. Dude, here of motherfuckers me. Like I ask, like biting and ever, literally ever. This is the most audience captured motherfucker I have seen in ever, literally ever.
Why are you reading
like I'm biting my tongue. So, dude, I'm the pussy. You're afraid of your chat. It leaves me feeling like I'm biting my tongue because I have to crash out and talk some shit to fan the.
What? Where is that? He's scared of his chat.
Kuihman is the ultimate Jew, knowing his top allies' struggles would drake in donos.
He's saying he agrees with a lot of the criticisms other people have. That's what he's saying here. He's not saying, I'm saying this because I'm scared of the chat. He's saying, I'm saying this because I agree with a lot of it, but there are people who want it to be a big blowout. That's what he's saying. It's not saying, I'm audience capture. I'm only saying this stuff because my chat's telling me to.
The flames of shitters wanting us to fight. Now, I have to ask, what's the difference between crashing out and talking shit so my fucking chat leaves me alone and the banter? I'm just curious. When he says it's just banter, mate, and I do banter all the time, but in my messages, it's, I'm scared of my fans, I'm scared of my fans.
That's literally not what's being said here.
I have to keep them at bay.
He has to, like, try so hard to twist this, man.
I throw the mistakes so they don't eat me alive. Dude, Chud, just ignore. Dude, you know what you should do, Chud?
This is the sort of reading that you can only be convinced of if you've spent 60+ hours circle jerking about it in a VC with Tommy C.
My God's honest truth. Me to you. You should block them. You should block every last one of them. That's what I would do. Oh, I have to fan the flames of shitters who want us to fight. I get that's bothersome for you. You message me BTS and we don't ever resolve anything. Feels like there are further tensions and pressures for me to have this conflict with you, which I resist. I try to continue doing my own things outside of the HD slop cycle, which has taken over the commentary space. Alongside that, I have my own shit outside of streaming I'm dealing with, some issues with my channel that I'm trying to navigate. Honestly, it feels like a lot of the communication between us is keeping up appearances. Obviously, things have changed, and sometimes it feels like you're just wanting to see if I'm planning on turning on you. No, you did. You did turn on me. That's what you did turn on me.
Okay, so he's right then. That is what you were doing. Okay.
So Mr. You're So Sensitive, Mr. It's Just Banter, is a complete chat slave who's terrified of probably Kuihman. If I had to guess, probably Kuihman.
Right,
probably
right.
Parry. maybe even dickers.
Not projecting here, guys. Not projecting, guys. No projection. Chud's scared of Parry. Not projecting, guys. He cut Aiden off over Parry, remember, guys. Not projecting. No projection. He's scared of Kuihman, Parry, and Dickers. That's why Chud, anytime, would have me on stream. If we disagree with something, I guarantee you, literally any time, if I disagree with Chud about something, I could go on his stream the next day and fight with him. But yeah, he's scared. But yeah, he's really scared of me. Okay, man.
Maybe the entire roster of people he was talking about who he's still friends with. He's probably scared of you too. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're not cut out for this, man. So we keep going. Sorry, I read really fast.
Dude, he's so hurt. Dude, he's so fucking hurt.
Terrified of probably Kuihman. If I had to guess, probably Kuihman. Probably Parry. Maybe even Dickers. Maybe the entire roster of people he was talking about who he's still friends with. He's probably scared of you too. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're not cut out for this, man. So we keep going. Sorry, I read really fast. I'm already through all that. I don't think I'm ignoring you by typing fast, but I literally just do.
And do you know what else is massive?
Sorry. I saw the stream went down for a second, so I hit the massive button.
Nick just indirectly admitted he blocks people he's afraid of.
It's actually not me. It leaves me in this place where we're really... So yeah, just for people who are returning...
FFWNN is going ahead with full speed, and that is not News Network.
I just wish you to answer any of my messages, and we played a game of Fortnite and talked about it. I'm psychotic here, clearly. And he goes, just leaves me in this place where we really aren't friends like we used to be, and you're spinning off into the Ethan orbit, and I can't really call it out without having a massive falling out with you. But, like, do I even need to call it out? It feels like you're doing your thing, and I'm doing mine. I was, until you acted like I was a comically evil rape defender who's sweeping up for Turkey Tom before I even knew what the allegations were. That's like, yeah, muted? No, it's not muted, that's you. It's definitely not muted. It's definitely not muted. No, it's you. I just checked. Thank you. Good troll, guys. You got me. Chud. Oh, yeah. So then I say, Chud, we literally had a phone call shortly before the interaction, and I didn't get weird vibes at all. We were chatting about EHD and shit and going through talking points. Did I miss something? Yeah, that was months ago, man. I go, no, my point was it was right before the stream thing. I said I was so caught off guard by you saying that I was loyal to
I'm receiving word that Jay Stalk will be going live and taking Nick's side 100%.
Fault because we had spoken about this topic, and I didn't realize you thought that I was a principleless sellout. It completely caught me off guard, which I think most people would be a bit perturbed at the concept of their friend thinking that they've lost all morals, all morality. So, up ahead, I interpreted at the time as you being upset that EHD was a content black hole where no other stories were getting attention, and you were holding me almost personally responsible. To be fair, I checked it was 5.4, stream thing was 5.28. There was some time in between, I just didn't realize relations broke down that much in that time frame. So, then he goes, dude, what's happening? Fake Discord messages. This is the only thing that I'm going to say my bad over. When ChudLogic started doing his whole the big sweep is here thing, I was like, bro, this is crazy. We literally had a falling out.
Dude, it's literally like it's like a fucking rape victim support group, unironically. I said years ago that ChudLogic is a spineless snake and faced endless targeting for it. Despite saying my piece and moving on, I was a fixation for him and his crew for years. Glad to see he's facing the music now. Stardust, you are a punching bag because you're a total fucking laughingstock.
Yesterday, so obviously his little drone started posting it. So that is, where are we? Yeah, so that goes up. I said, yeah, I didn't say anything specific in my Discord. I just said we're not cool anymore. I shouldn't have said anything. My bad. I was just blown away when I clicked into...
Think about this, guys. Think about this. She says this about how Chud targeted her and I targeted her and everyone targeted her. She had said all that to Nick. She had said how terrible it was, how much it upset her, how much it caused her to have a little OCD spiral that she's got because of whatever terrible thing happened to her as a child. She said all this to Nick behind the scenes, said how terrible it was, how scary it was that he was associating with me. Back when he first started associating with me. And he ignored her. He basically told her to kick rocks. Thank you for the membership, CRTV. Thank you.
Your stream to hear about the Tom shit, and you were just unloading on me right after we stopped talking yesterday. So, and I apologized for that. He goes, okay, I mean, haha, I was taking some shots though. Yeah, that's definitely what I'd call it. But, like, I have to respond to what I see in front of me. The board thrust was, why is the podcast on hold if it's no big deal? I mean, you could use common sense. I think that you have access to that ability. That is an ability that you, I believe, do have. And then Chud said, okay, I mean, haha, I was taking some shots. Oh, yeah, that's the one we just read. Yeah, Chud, I was live. I thought it was insane. I don't have time to even read the thread. I was being precautionary. He goes, oh, I'm not saying go live and put him on blast immediately, which is kind of what it sounds like, considering the timeline for this is the next day. So when would you have wanted me to do that? At 8 a.m.? I mean, the claims aren't well evidenced anyway so far. I go, no, I mean, I was already live at the time. He goes, be real, dude. You know that he won't get holed over the coals for this, like it was iDubbbz or Hassan. I go, to answer your question, no, I did not know anything. I didn't even know what he was fully accused of until I ended stream. I went a lengthy rant on the stream about going in on unverified claims with Hassan and the furry thing. So yeah, I wanted to put out the podcast on hold in case Tom turned out to be a sexual predator. We had an episode ready to drop today. Okay, man, we're getting lost in translation here. So I whipped that back. And I said, I was responding to your claim, and I'm paraphrasing of, why would they put the podcast on hold if it was nothing? So then Chud starts complaining, saying, I'm getting a bunch of commentary droolians coming in saying, nothing burger, no big deal. So I'm saying, it's no big deal. Why is the podcast on hold? Now it's a precaution, so you can assess, which is reasonable. So I agree it's aggressive to put it in the way that I did. Basically, not everything I say is about you, N-word. But I will say I was expecting you not to cover this at all, to be totally upfront. And then he said, so my comment about who will cover this and who won't is a jab at you, to be transparent. So I sent him my initial statement, and I go, did this get leaked? I think I missed a message, but it wasn't super relevant, but I want to make sure it's here. Or maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. So here we are. Where was something wrong with the statement I put out? No, not necessarily, but be real with me, dude. We're dealing with a different approach to this versus iDubbbz and Hassan. That being said, I know you criticized Willie Mac Show for spreading unverified shit. I think I am missing a message. I do not want to take him out of context. Give me 2 seconds. I'm grabbing it because that was a mistake on my part. It should be Chud message 2 or 3. Chud message 2. Is it this? Yes, this is the one we're missing. I'm sorry. I missed one early. I missed the second message. So I do not want to take him out of context. It was, I mean, I feel like I can never be critical of you in any way without getting a message from you, like you're trying to keep me on your side. Then it turns out I do have this issue since May. You haven't said anything to me about it. By the way, you know, I was literally shitting on Willie Mac Show for his Hassan take, like the horrific Hassan take about a furry account yesterday. I caught that jab too. Then he says, yeah, I saw that. It wasn't pointed at you, bro. Sometimes you're so sensitive. I know it's tough and whatnot. I said, Chud, I asked to chat with you and all this shit happened. You never got back to me. I kept the line of communication open. I actually think I just missed that one message, but I wanted to make sure I didn't fuck that up. Sorry. So moving forward, it should be, yes, this is the one we're on. Yep. Good. They all look the same.
Yeah, wouldn't this be easier if you just went through all the messages in chronological order instead of chopping up to try and present some gay little narrative that just totally falls apart if you actually read the messages?
But be real with me, dude. We're dealing with a different approach to how iDubbbz or Hassan would be handled. That being said, I know you've criticized Willie Mac Show for spreading unverified shit. My take is, if it's a nothing burger, I won't cover it. If he's done something, I will. But I want to wait until, I want to wait because I think I'm too biased to cover it when it's breaking news. And then he goes, okay, but, and this is not unreasonable, he's getting a lighter touch because he's your friend. I thought this was obvious. I thought for anybody, this would be obvious. Yes, it is more difficult to be critical of severe allegations against somebody that you've hung out with that's like been your friend for 7 years. Yeah, like, of course that's the case. That's literally why I opened my segment telling you that was the case when I eventually did my stream. And then he says, I'm not trying to catch you out here, just trying to be real. I wrote that directly. I am compromised because he is my friend. I am fully ready to condemn him if he is guilty, but I do not trust myself to be able to fully separate from this. I think that a segment where things are unverified will be a lot of embarrassing coping because I'm subconsciously looking for excuses. This is what I told you when I covered it. So
that is, dude, this is literally he's reading this. He's reading this in this is the point. This is the point. Yes, your instinct just sweep. You sweep. You and your friends fucking sweep.
Oh, I think it would be easier to navigate once all of the allegations are made because they were spoon-feeding it and dripping it.
I know that if I cover this, I'm going to sweep, and then people are going to call me a sweeper who will sweep for their friends if they've got rape allegations. But you are. That is what you're saying. That's what you are.
Drip feeding it, and not as breaking news as things are being drip fed. I do not think there is any shame in admitting publicly and privately that it's going to be hard for me to navigate when one of my close friends gets accused of heinous shit. I do not think this is controversial. If ChudLogic does, it explains why he has no friends. That's the reality of the situation. Maybe to delusional 4-year-old retards, this is a foreign concept, but for people who actually do have friends, I think that most of them would understand my position.
Dude,
I mean, I'm in a different boat.
Friends, as in some guy on the other side of the world that you only know through YouTube. As if this friendship should be treated the exact same as every other friendship. No, obviously there's the content element to the friendship and you're doing a job at the same time. You fucking idiot, dude.
Because none of you N-word, I'm in a different boat because you guys don't even like me anymore. Although it's different between us. I was more than fair. I have no issue with you covering it. I was actually looking to watch your coverage today to see some of it for the first time. But obviously, yeah, it's hard to navigate. I clicked in during the Great Sweep. I was going to you for unbiased coverage. Haha, bro, I'm being real as fuck right now. That's not just about you. None of the cabal will cover this. This is fucking hilarious. I am the cabal. When you're talking about the cabal, motherfucker, you're talking about me. There's nobody else, which he agrees with. So when you say the cabal, ChudLogic, are you talking about sensitive society? Are you talking about a Cheeto? Are you talking about think before you sleep? You're talking about fucking me? Fuck you, man. I would not be friends with this guy if he fucking begged to get down on his knees and suck my cock after this. Fuck this guy, bro.
Ugh.
I didn't do a
Dude,
segment on the
always
Aiden
sounds
thing,
so
even though it would
rapey,
have been
bro.
an easy dunk.
Never say anything about sex on your live stream, Nicholas. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear that shit. Go straight to prison.
I do plan on covering this, though. I just want to cover it when things are all out in the open. Dude, you unfollowed me? Yeah, I was pissed. Then refollowed? Bro, I was fucking mad. Dude, the issue here is the underlying tension, some of which isn't even about you. I love the vague, like, listen, dude, clearly I have tons of problems with you, but I hate other people, too. Yeah. People see things like that aren't like what they were. I'm estranged. People want resolution to this tension. They don't want BTS combos. They want blood. I hope you understand that when you only say my name, and then that when you only say my name or make a comment about Ethan Klein.
Yeah, that's just true. What is the problem? I'm failing to see the problem with any of that. Yes, you are content friends. If you disagree over content, it should be content. That's what the audience wants. That's what you should want. That's what's best.
Your audience will think it's about me. That's like so obvious. So it's such a cop-out to say, oh, I'm talking about other people. Bro, you fucking named me to try to get the piranhas off your back. You're scared of your chat. So you can't just sit here and say, no, I didn't mean no harm. I didn't mean no harm. It's like, no, you're obviously taking digs to try to keep them at bay.
So
it's pathetic. Your
crazy
audience
to read
captured and
here.
pathetic. So then he says, yeah, 100% it's about you. Well, thanks. Dude, I make jabs about other creators all the time. They're not jabs. They're not playful jabs. They're literally just like human sacrifices being put to demons.
Dude, listen to how fucking cut off he gets of this shit, bro. Dude, I can't. I think this guy's called me a pedophile about 600 times. This Chud guy. This Chud guy's called me a pedophile about 600 times. You're making serious allegations of sweeping. Please, get a grip. Get a grip. And the moment he went on holiday, guess what I was doing? I was sitting on stream saying this guy's getting child prostitutes in Vietnam. This guy's a divorcee, which he's not. Going into an Asian country to have sex with children. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's banter, dude. It's banter.
I talked about J-Stock having Destiny's sloppy seconds.
All right, talk shit about his right-wing chat. I talk shit about his right-wing chat and his immigration takes. Like those are probably more comparable complaints, you know? Those are more comparable complaints here. You know, it's just not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Nick takes it as a massive fucking deal. Because Nick can't take the conflict. Nick can't take the chat. Nick can't take the Reddit. That's why he's on H3 Snark all night, reading comments about himself and then sending them to people.
Listen, when he's right, he's right. It's pretty based. You keep saying it's about all these people, even with the Stardust thing earlier. I don't remember if this is accurate, so I don't want to state it as a fact. It was shot from the hip in a DM conversation. I don't remember if he says Stardust. I remembered it the other way, but just to be clear, I'm not trying to take him out of context. I think sometimes that you think you're doing me a favor. I don't believe that. I think he's a coward. And it makes the situation worse. I don't know, dude. We're going in circles here, and I think we already touched on the more significant issues. So he goes, the only way this will be resolved is by a convo in public. I don't know any other way, but I will be using lethal force, and you will have to defend yourself. I go, you think the best course of action is to litigate our DMs on stream and scream at each other? I guess that turned out to be the way it works, but I mean, I think it's stupid. I think all of this is stupid, to be honest. I feel
literally because you can't take the conflict. Because you can't take it.
I feel like a total fucking loser addressing the friendship allegations because this stupid British 40-year-old fuck lied about me publicly on stream and put me in a position where I had to explain what happened.
It's not about the friendship allegations. Obviously, it's about your actual disagreements, dude.
I mean, I'm not sitting here doing emotions and feelings. I'm just showing you what he said. You can call it cope. You can call it whatever you want. The reality is, all of the stuff that I'm showing you is just his words. And I'm just showing you what he said. Tell you what, if you have huge issues with my coverage on Tom when the time comes, I might humor that, but I won't be subjecting myself to a gay debate on the friendship allegations. So there's that one. Where are we? Did I miss it? Boom. There it is. Okay. Then we're at the tail end of this part. No, dude, about it all. About EHD, the Clubhouse. I don't know what the Clubhouse is. The Cabal, Tommy, Willie Mac Show, Tommy C, the whole lot, rape mode on. I go, oh, okay, you're memeing, because I thought that was like obviously a joke, which he then says, yeah, it is somewhat. Sorry, I didn't pick up on that sooner.
It's like playful. It's playful, but yes, he's pushing you to have a conversation.
12 hours, but I didn't know how else we were going to resolve the contradiction.
About those
I was under the
topics.
impression yesterday. that you had no intention of resolving this. I thought that you were totally fine with just us not talking. So I didn't know we were looking to resolve anything.
Dude, that's not. That was obviously not the point there. Again, he is like, it is so delusional. You have to be literally autistic to take Nick's reading here.
We're moving on. That's like not what I was. That wasn't what I signed up for in this conversation. Well, yeah, because I don't want a big fight with you. Well, it sounds like now you do, but you're trying to tell your audience you seemingly always did. But you're also not mad about the sub loss, but you also are terrified to fight with me or something. Yeah, this is really embarrassing. I do appreciate our friendship and what you've done for me, but I make a jab, give a take, and that's the issue. I don't talk about you, and I get pressed for sweeping. So this is another moment where ChudLogic is admitting he's a cowardly pussy who's strong on by his
Getting a
audience.
6-month education in Durham on traditional mining and structural reinforcement methods so he can dig through Nick's hundreds of cubic meters of fat folds to find his willy and earn back his friendship.
Thank you for the $3. Thank you.
Terrified of being called a sweeper while constantly calling people sweepers. I mean, dude, if you're in my shoes, I don't care if you hate me or like me or what you thought about me before the stream, but would you not be spinning? Is this not fucking crazy? Why does he keep saying?
I would just get on the stream and argue with him. I would recognize that we've got disagreements about content in public. So I would have the public conversation and argue it down.
He's terrified of his chat calling them sweepers, and then keep calling everybody sweepers. The reason why the Destiny sweeper thing was so malicious is because there's an entire Kiwi farms of people going after every single person who sweeps for Destiny if you give them that label. Because if you swept for Destiny, you're ontologically evil, and you get applied to like rape defender, nude exchange, all that's like everything that Destiny's ever been accused of. You're just totally down with it. If they brand you a Destiny sweeper, you're ontologically evil. But in this case, it's just like you don't even want to be called a sweeper for not talking about Ethan Klein. That's like actually pathetic. So then I just explained to him my final thoughts. Dude. The issue is the jab and the take is that I'm totally unprincipled and a dick sucker organizing a mass sweep for my accused friend to shut down people like you. I feel like you realize why I would take offense to that characterization.
Support for Chud is pivotal right now.
This is absolutely true. I don't know if you organize a mass sweep for your accused friend. That's not quite there. But yeah, totally unprincipled dick sucker. That is absolutely true.
I'm like comically malicious in your interpretation. It's not like I've ever...
It's not like comically malicious. You're like an avoidant, self-interested pussy. I think that's pretty clear.
Reached out to you over every... Sorry, it's not like I've reached out to you...
So again, you know someone's self-reporting like crazy when they do this. Oh, you think I'm like some evil mastermind? Just being like totally malicious, evil mastermind? You're self-reporting.
For every minor comment, which he didn't push back on, but told everybody was the case anyway. I was confused when you say that I'm a horrible person, because that's what a unprincipled fraud would be, is a horrible person. I didn't know that my friend thought that I was a total, complete dick-sucking sellout. So I was a bit shocked to have that information shared with me. Regardless, I'm sympathetic to you getting it from both sides here as well. I don't really care. In the future, say whatever you want. So that was the way that ended. Now, there's a couple more things that I do want to address before I'm done tonight. This is a clip that he just lied about.
To him.
He just lied here. Let me show you this one.
And then I made some comments about him to Pisco. Do you remember that? I made some comments to Pisco about how much Nick blocks people, and that I felt...
So now he's leaning into his audience's talking points here as if I give a fuck about being called out for blocking. I've been doing this for like 7 years. This is my position. Deal with it. Subscribe. Don't get the fuck out. I don't really care. But he's trying to lean into the whole blocking.
He doesn't care, guys. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Guys, he's so above it all. That's what he's crying about on stream right now.
And guess what I got when that started getting shared on social media?
You got actually nothing because you're retarded and leaked the DMs where I told you what I was mad about. If you actually correlate this clip and what he's saying right here, I'm talking about how you said that you don't like us anymore. And I'm surprised that you'd say something like that because you ghosted me since September. So he fabricated this entire angle that I'm mad about some Pisco conversation. Unfortunately for Pisco, he's kind of just like a casualty of this conversation because I have no issue with him. The issue with the clip that I had is this one.
Recorded against my rules.
So why did you block him? So we're going to hear a very reasonable explanation as to why Pisco is blocked here, then, aren't we?
All right, but it wasn't like anything beyond that. Kuihman is Kuihman like your friend?
Well, you tell me, dude. You've spoken to him more recently on a voice call, apparently. So you tell me, bro.
Well, you're both British. I'm told that Kuihman comes from your community. That's what people tell me.
He does, but I've had to cast him out because he's unfortunately been too attacking of some colleagues of mine. He's a Hassan fan. He's gone after all the commentary guys, and they don't like me anymore.
So I said it's kind of weird to say that all the commentary guys don't like you anymore because of Kuihman, which this could be multiple people as well. But I wrote back asking, hey, why are you saying that I don't like you anymore, considering you've been ghosting me since September? It's
yeah, I mean, obviously, Tommy C and Willie, that's certainly a huge factor. Now, Nick can act like that's not a factor for him. I think he's very clearly revealing in this stream that that is, among other things, a factor. But for Willie Mac, Tommy C, that's absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Tommy has said as much. Willie has made a whole video about it. That's absolutely true. So when Chud says, "Oh, the commentary guys don't like me anymore," that's absolutely correct. It's totally reasonable to say.
Obvious that this is what I was saying. It's like verbatim, but if you want to look at it here, it's the commentary guys don't like me anymore. So I wrote, "You just ghosted me." Like, that's just fucking crazy. That's an insane thing that you did. Also, yeah, this is just the context of those messages too. I said that you haven't answered me since September because he hadn't answered me since September, just for your viewing pleasure. Lastly, there's this clip.
It's not a safe space. Your friends put a bot on my server and put my paid Discord on a public website.
In this one, Chud is...
Stop stealing his screenshot, Discord screenshots now! Stop stealing his Discord screenshots!
Now my thing's
Dude, what the fuck, dude? This is unbelievable.
Oh, what the fuck? I was almost done with my thing anyway. All right, so for that clip, he's telling me that I'm fucking stealing his screenshots or something. Let me just
my hacking
grab this again. That
IP,
sucks.
not my intellectual property.
Is it gonna reopen? Oh, it reopened. Okay.
It's not.
All right. Just
I thought that, you know, while there were public links to that Discord, wasn't there like a waiting room where you had to be verified by a moderator of the Discord, and a moderator had to let you in to see the channels? Isn't that a thing?
A safe space. Your friends put a bot on my server and put my paid Discord on a public website. Oh my god, dude.
So he's reading this and he's like, Nick DeOrio, the guy from the commentary community, is horrified of screenshots. Bro, do you think that I am embellishing this? Your fucking, maybe not your guy, but I think you might have been even talking about it in your server. Some guy created a bot, put it in my paid server, connected it to a fucking website. This is not a screenshot. It's a live leak of every message that gets posted on my paid server of all my paid messages.
A live leak. I wish.
But I think you might have been even talking about it in your server. Some guy created a bot, put it in my paid server, connected it to a fucking website. This is not a screenshot. It's a live leak of every message that gets posted in my paid server of all my paid members supporting my channel. I don't care if you're screenshotting it. That's like, okay, whatever. They are mirroring my entire server. And you know who knew that? Well, Chud here, because he's reading a message where I verbatim say it. Now, this was inevitably taken down. Woo. Awesome. I think Aiden spread like a rumor that I was trying to sue the guy who did it. I don't know if this is like a fucking retarded position or what. I don't own Discord. I can't sue you for putting my members server on a website. That's stupid. I just wanted it down because that's kind of crazy. And it's like, are we going to start like individually parsing the guys who give me money next? Is that the next thing that we're going to do? Because you guys hate me that much? Is that the plan? Like, what's going on here? So I was like, yeah, dude. Oh, you're in a safe space on Discord. I'm not.
Oh, so Nick's playing bullshit games here as well as being dishonest here. Because I think while Aiden did float the idea of it being a lawsuit, the main point that was being made is that Nick was begging Dan Saltman to help him with it. I think that was the main point that was being made in Aiden's statement there, Nick. I think that was actually the main thing that was being said there.
I'm in a fucking safe space, motherfucker. Dude, your fucking fans are doing this shit.
Stop stealing his Discord screenshots now! Stop stealing his Discord screenshots!
He's got it in front of him and he just lies to you. He just lies to your face straight away. So that's DeOrio Rodeo. And then this is the last thing. Unfortunately, this is the only thing that I can't prove to you definitively because it's entirely fabricated. It just didn't happen. But I will preface something. This is what I'm going to say about this allegation.
This one. After having been subjected to some deranged fucking attack against my credibility whilst I'm on holiday. And I'm the spineless one, apparently. What the fuck? How about addressing the questions people are asking instead of just calling them retarded? What do you mean I'm addressing the questions, dude?
I'm sorry. I was trying to pull up the clip that I wanted, but I got more of him yelling at his chat. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I actually didn't mean to do this. The fucking restart fucked me up. I didn't mean to put more of this.
That's wonderful. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you.
Dude, he's got to stop being so sensitive, man.
Didn't you also signal boost the Assange Crew's cancel culture allegation?
Okay, this is clearly not what I wanted. Hold on. Let me just get it quick. I know where to find it. If we can grab it. What the fuck? What the fuck? What happened? Why are we full screen? Bro, I'm a professional streamer, I promise you. This stream went so well up until the very last second. For non-scripted, this is actually fucking banger memes by Nick DeOrio.
I'm the spineless one.
Actually, does it count if it's scripted? No, and then every stream would be scripted. This is the way I do every stream. So this is how you know I'm live, by the way. Hello to Jinro777 with the cat emoji. I appreciate you if you hate me or don't. So the one that
I'm crying. I'm crying. Oh my god.
I'm looking for here is planned. Planned. Well, that would be plab. So this, if no, and then every stream would be scripted. This is the way I do every stream. So this is how you know I'm live, by the way. Hello to Jinro777 with the cat emoji. I appreciate you if you hate me or don't. So the one that I'm looking for here is planned. Planned. Well, that would be plabbed. Planned. Sorry, the microphone's over the keyboard. So I'm looking for the one where he says planned. Oh, yeah, this is it. This is the.
But it probably was planned. It probably was planned.
What Chud's referring to here is he thinks that my friend Turkey Tom, whose multi-million-dollar channel and career was on the line, where he would get branded as like a fucking sex offender for the rest of his life, that he delayed his video intentionally to spite Chud on vacation as like a gift to me, or maybe he's just horrified of the 14K viewers Chud's gonna get. Let me just ease your tensions on this one. I'm not trying to get out of it. I'm not trying to hide anything. It's just not what happened. Unfortunately, it would be really funny if it was true, because that would mean that ChudLogic went on vacation for 2 weeks, which is identical to the amount of time that I couldn't respond to ChudLogic without fucking over my friendship with Turkey Tom, because Turkey Tom still had to respond to his allegations. So it is very funny, and it is very funny that it happened while Chud was on vacation, and I wish I thought of it, but I didn't. So that's my position on that. You can believe it or not believe it, but ultimately...
Okay, well, when J-Stalk pressed Augie about it, Augie went, I don't know, Chud was pretty quick to accuse people of sweeping. That's what Augie said. So, I mean, take that as you will. Take that as you will.
If it was true, I'd be okay with it. It just didn't happen that way. Turkey Tom was getting accused of a various amount of things. You can go read the Kiwi Farms thread. Sacramento just kept going all weekend long. That is likely the reason why the video didn't get released on the planned whatever day it was actually going to come out. Because when you keep drip feeding things, you don't know if you're going to have to make 3 videos or 1 video. The intention is to make one definitive video, and I think any reasonable person would come to that conclusion. But ChudLogic is not a reasonable person.
It's planned.
He's almost as unhinged as YMS. No, dude, ChudLogic goes to this fucking he goes to this
dude, this is like flamenco, this is like Boblax, this is like Tipster, this is like what's the other, Susie Lou, this
fucking Vietnamese brothel, okay, every single year. His fans know that he goes to this trans Vietnamese brothel every single year, dude. And fucking stupid Rob's Media has come out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. I make a YMS joke.
Planned. You sound mad.
It's fucking YMS's stupid movie convent. Sorry. Right, dude. Current Nick just jumped over fucking retro 2022 Nick DeOrio. My bad. Current Nick just jumped out at me. Sorry.
I think it's just frustrating, really. It's just frustrating to witness such cowardice.
So yeah, this is it. ChudLogic leaked a DM that had no context because his chat bullied him into it, and then I had to provide the rest of the content that I was perfectly fine with, kind of just letting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The rest of the context kind of makes Chud look better. I kind of expected he would be more avoidant in DMs. But no, he's clearly raising the idea of disagreeing, raising the idea of going on stream, and you were clearly communicating that you feel hurt by the fact that he's spoken about this stuff and don't want to have a conversation. That's clearly what's happening.
Until he decided to shank me in the back minutes after. I think this is just really shitty. Yeah, I think it's really shitty. Oh, dude, why is this different than all of the other... I was reading through the Reddit post, and people were like, dude, Chud does this to Nick all the time. Why is this one different? It's like, yeah, because you think I'm an unprincipled sex offender sweeper. Sure, that's like a ontologically evil position to be in. So ultimately, what does this mean? What does this mean?
Dude, you just hear it, don't you, man? You hear you hear it all the time. You just can't escape it. Please explain J6 to me. Please explain J6. Please explain Tenet Media to me.
For the channel. After this, we're going back to covering trending news coverage. This community is fucking gonzo. No remorse. Same thing I said during the Salvo Edwin stuff. I'm never talking to ChudLogic again. I think warranted. I think that's a warranted position that I'm having. And yeah, that's probably the last time I will ever address this. The first and last time. It's nice. It's wrapped in a bow, and you'll see the segment tomorrow. Fuck this guy. Fuck the community that controls this guy. Fuck his friends. Fuck his family. Fuck the entire Great Britain as a whole. I'm sorry. I should have known better than to trust an English YouTuber. I respected this guy immensely. The way that he navigated his destiny.
Oh my god. Thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Drama to defend DK editing. I thought he was one of the most principled people I've ever interacted with. I was clearly wrong. This guy totally sucks, and this is why I hate ChudLogic. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know.
And what is he showing throughout this? Like fucking nothing. Like Chud saying that he simultaneously disagrees with Nick and wants to hash it out with him, but also doesn't want to turn it into a massive personal blow up, which is like exactly what Chud has said a million times over, and you are being a pathetic F-slur about it. Okay.
Fucking hilarious.
Great. Cool, man. Awesome. That's sick.